I have kidnapped an alien civilization. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 26 Lesson 1. An excellent university must have excellent students, and excellent students must be diligent. It was already 10 o'clock in the evening, and the library was still brightly lit. Liemo saw a classmate next to him who was only in his 20s, but already had grey hair, yawning as he searched for a paper. He had some new understanding of this university that all high school students in the country dreamed of entering. When he returned to the dormitory and opened the door, he heard Fatty talking on the phone loudly. "No, brothers, I can't play online games with you guys tonight. There is a linear algebra class taught by old man Guo tomorrow morning. Other teachers can skip 1 or 2 classes, but you can't skip old man Guo's class." Liemo then remembered that he hadn't got the class schedule yet, so he asked, "Fatty, where will you have the linear algebra class tomorrow?" The fat guy checked his class schedule and said, "Classroom 202. You must not be late tomorrow. You don't know how powerful old man Guo is. Last time I was late for 10 minutes, he reported me to the student affairs office." Wang Yang next to him poked his head out from his computer and jokingly said, "It's because you played online games till late that night. I called you several times in the morning, but didn't wake you up." The fat guy said a little annoyed, "Is it considered late for a college student?" He turned around and climbed onto the bed, shouting, "Sen, turn off the lights and go to bed." It seems that he was scared by that old man Guo. At 6 o'clock in the morning, Liemo went out for a run as usual. He appeared next to the sports field in a dark blue sportswear. Yanda University was a busy university in the early morning. There were already many students doing exercise on the sports field. Liemo gathered his mind and began to run around the sports field. This track was much better than the one in Mengcheng High School. Step by step, Liemo's attention was completely shifted to the 5 meters in front of him. His mind began to empty. The expectations of relatives and friends, the crisis of the Pajero people, the mystery of the endless void, and Teacher Wang's house were all thrown behind his mind. Liemo's consciousness was only the sound of his own breathing and footsteps. 1 lap, 2 laps, 3 laps. Liemo had forgotten everything. Slowly, the students doing exercise on the sports field stopped and looked at the blue figure running hard on the track. 11 laps, 12 laps, 13 laps. The curious students around began to count how many laps the blue figure had run. A muscular man holding a barbell on the sideline said loudly, "Is this guy from our physical education department? He can run so fast and has not slowed down after running so many laps. He looks like a professional runner. Do you know him?" The short man who was stretching next to him replied, "No, I was running behind him just now. He has run about 20 laps now. It's amazing." Everyone on the sidelines was quietly watching the blue figure on the track. They wanted to know how many laps the blue figure could run. Liemo ran step by step, and he felt that the surroundings gradually became quiet. There were a few runners around him just now, but now they were all gone. He looked back and found that everyone was watching him from a distance. He slowed down and started running out of the field. Then the muscular man ran to Liemo and asked loudly, "Brother, are you from the physical education department? Why don't I know you? Are you interested in joining our long distance running team?" Liemo wiped his sweat with a towel and replied, "I'm from the mathematics department. I'm not interested in the long distance running team. Sorry, I'm going to be late." Then he ran away. The muscular man behind him waved a towel and shouted, "My name is Wang Meng. If you want to join our long distance running team, you can come to the physical education department to find me." Liemo arrived at the lecture hall on time. The classroom was already full of people. He chose a seat at the back and started reading. The bell rang, and a thin old man wearing cloth shoes walked up to the podium. It seemed that this was the old man Guo mentioned by the fat man. Teacher Guo opened the courser and said in a loud voice that was inconsistent with his age, "Let the class begin now. Today we are going to talk about matrix operations and their operation rules. In mathematics, a matrix is a set of complex numbers or real numbers arranged in a rectangular array. It originated from the square matrix composed of coefficients and constants of a system of equations. This concept was first proposed by the British mathematician Kelly in the 19th century. Matrices are a common tool in advanced algebra and are also common in applied mathematics disciplines such as statistical analysis. Okay, this class ends here. I think the students had some understanding of matrices through my lecture. Now I will call on a few students to answer some of my questions. This thin teacher Guo actually started the question and answer time in high school. Teacher Guo looked around the lecture hall and said slowly, "Students, I called out. If you answer correctly, you will get 5 points added to your final score. If you answer incorrectly, you will lose 5 points." Wanking. Teacher Guo called out the first name and asked, "What is a matrix?" A girl with glasses slowly stood up and said, "A matrix is a set of complex or real numbers arranged in a rectangular array." Teacher Guo waved his hand and said, "You are just following the old rules. Sit down." Chen Fengfen. Teacher Guo called out the second name. "Can you tell me what a matrix is?" This time it was a boy. He hesitated and answered, "A matrix is generated from linear equations. The coefficients and constants of a linear equation group form a matrix." Teacher Guo shook his head and said, "It's still book knowledge. Sit down." Next time, if any student uses book knowledge to answer, 5 points will be deducted from your final score. He flipped through the roster in his hand and shouted, "Liemo." No one stood up. Teacher Guo raised his voice and shouted, "Is Liemo here?" Liemo was sitting in the back row reading his book. He was not interested in what Teacher Guo said. When he heard his name being called, he stood up with a confused look on his face. Teacher Guo looked at Liemo, who looked confused, and shook his head and said, "Please answer what a matrix is. If you answer incorrectly, I will mark you as absent from class." Liemo sorted out his thoughts and answered loudly, "The essence of a matrix is a linear equation. There is a 1-to-1 correspondence between the two." When Teacher Guo heard this, his anger disappeared, and he nodded and said, "Not bad, you have some insights. Everyone should be like this student, and not just copy the textbook." Liemo pondered for a moment and said, "The essential meaning of matrix, given a linear transformation, the matrix composed of its coefficients is also determined. There is a 1-to-1 correspondence between linear transformations and matrices. It is precisely because of the 1-to-1 correspondence between matrices and linear transformations that matrices can be used to study linear transformations, and linear transformations can also be used to explain the meaning of matrices." Teacher Guo's eyes lit up and said, "Which class are you from?" Liemo replied calmly, "Teacher, I'm from class 1 of advanced mathematics, and my name is Liemo." As soon as he finished speaking, a girl with a ponytail stood up. She said with a puzzled expression, "Teacher Guo, I'm Ying Sasa, the monitor of the advanced mathematics class 1. Liemo is not in our class. There is no student named Liemo in our class." Liemo looked at the girl with the ponytail and said, "I'm a new auditor. I just registered yesterday and have not had time to get to know my classmates." At this time, the voice of the fat man came from a corner. "Liemo is in our advanced mathematics class 1, and he lives in the same dormitory with me." The fat man shouted, and I saw that everyone was looking at him, so I quickly retracted my head under the table. Teacher Guo on the podium clapped his hands and said, "I said that my precious roster cannot be wrong. Liemo from the advanced mathematics class 1 is right. Add 5 points to the regular scores at the end of the semester. Class is dismissed." As he said that, he put the roster into the folder and left. "Hello, I'm Ying Sasa, the monitor of the advanced mathematics class 1. I'm sorry just now. I didn't know that there was a new student in our class." Liemo was packing his books and preparing to leave. He looked up and saw the girl with the ponytail standing in front of him with her right hand stretched out. Liemo also stretched out his hand and shook hers, feeling warm and soft. He said calmly, "It's okay, I just entered the school yesterday and haven't had time to get to know my classmates yet. I'll find time to hold a welcome party for you and introduce you to my classmates." Ying Sasa made an invitation. "Okay, then please arrange a time for me, class monitor." Liemo was not actually interested in communicating with his classmates. but he knew that this was part of college life and would help him better integrate into this big group. The two then added each other on WeChat. Chapter 27 4-Color Conjecture. Liemo came to the library with his school bag on his back. Standing on the steps of the library, he looked at his classmates with school bags on their backs outside. He now understood the saying in high school, you rely on teachers, and in college, you rely on yourself. The library of Yanda University is Liemo's mysterious treasure. The books on the bookshelves here are all tempting points in Liemo's eyes. He was not in a hurry to read books today. The most important thing now is to publish a paper that can complete the task. The task requires an A-level paper, which means that Liemo can only submit the manuscript of the paper to a core journal. The papers published in core journals are all influential papers, so this means that only some well-known difficult problems can be selected as a paper title. Liemo flipped through the collection of mathematical problems he brought from home. He knew that he could not solve very deep problems with his current mathematical level. NP-complete problems are not good. Hodge conjecture is not good. Poincare conjecture is not good. Riemann hypothesis is not good. At this time, a simple question came into view. 4-color conjecture. This is promising. Liemo gained some experience from proving the Collatz conjecture last time. Solving some difficult mathematical problems may not require particularly advanced mathematical knowledge. Sometimes, just an inspiration can solve them. He continued to read on. The definition of the 4-color conjecture is to color any plane map with different colors for adjacent countries. Only 4 colors are needed. Liemo felt that the problem looked very simple. Perhaps only knowledge of graph theory and topology was needed to solve it. To solve an unsolved mathematical problem, one should fully understand its history, because many mathematicians have studied it in history. You can stand on the shoulders of these mathematicians and see further. Liemo carefully read the history of the 4-color conjecture. Its first written record appeared in 1852 in a letter from Professor Morgan of Mathematics at the University of London to Mr. Hamilton. In the letter, Morgan described a problem. A student asked me to explain a fact today, and we don't know whether it can be regarded as a fact. He said that any part of a figure can be divided, and each part can be colored, so that any part with a common edge has a different color, and only 4 colors can be used, no more. What do you think? If this problem is established, can it attract people's attention? In the following decades, everyone thought that this was a theorem that did not need to be proved until 1878, when the head of the London Mathematical Society officially announced the problem, and the 4-color problem was finally formed. In 1978, a lawyer announced that he had proved the 4-color conjecture. 11 years later, he would point out a serious error in it. At the same time, it was also pointed out that the lawyer's method can be used to prove that 5 colors are definitely enough, the 5-color theorem. In 1922, Franklin proved that every map with at most 25 countries can be colored with 4 colors. In 1926, Reynolds extended this result to 27 countries. In 1940, Wynne proved 35 countries. In 1950, German mathematician Hirsch estimated that proving the 4-color conjecture would involve about 10,000 different configurations. In 1972, Haken and Appel teamed up, and after 4 years of intense work, they finally successfully proved the 4-color theorem with a computer in June 1976. Many well-known figures in the mathematics community do not agree with this brute force solution proof method. They believe that it should be proved by mathematical logical reasoning instead of choosing this brute force solution. It's like someone asking how to put an elephant into a refrigerator. The answer is very simple. The first step is to open the refrigerator door. The second step is to push the elephant into the refrigerator. And the third step is to close the refrigerator door. As long as the refrigerator door is big enough, any elephant can be put in. This simple method is a brute force solution, and it does not solve the problem logically. Computer exhaustive enumeration is not a real mathematical proof. Mathematics is not a subject that focuses on results. Otherwise there would not be so many famous conjectures that attract countless mathematicians around the world. It seems that solving the 4-color conjecture requires a knowledge of graph theory and topology. Liemo looked at the proof process of the 4-color conjecture and calculated in his mind. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Liemo stared at the simple question in front of him. He finally understood why countless mathematicians had failed in it after so many years. It was already 10 o'clock in the evening, and Liam still had no idea. He looked up and looked around blankly. He found that the young man with a little grey hair sitting next to him was still yawning and looking up the literature. Is this what I will look like in a few years? Liam thought, a little scared. He stuffed the books into his school bag and left the library. It was already pitch black outside, with only the small street lights on the roadside emitting a little warm light. There was already a hint of chill in the late night at the end of October. Liam walked aimlessly along the path, and students passed by from time to time. There seemed to be a lake in front of him, with waves rippling on the lake, and a bright moon seemed to rise in the lake. Liam looked at the lake, and felt a sense of calm. Ding. There was a new message on WeChat. Liam opened WeChat, and saw Aing Sasa with a fox avatar sending a message. Hello, Liam. Your welcome meeting will be held in the study room 501 at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Please attend on time. It seems that this monitor has a very high execution efficiency. Liam replied. Received. I will attend on time. Thank you, monitor. Smiley face. As soon as Liam opened the door of the dormitory, he saw the fat man poking his head out of the bed. He stared at Liam for a long time. Fatty, is there something wrong? Liam couldn't stand being stared at like this, so he asked directly. The fat man asked faintly, when did you become so familiar with Aing Sasa? She actually went to the student affairs office to borrow a classroom for your welcome party. Liam was a little confused and had to perfunctorily say, I met Monitor Aing in the linear algebra class. As for her borrowing the classroom specifically, I think it's because she is an enthusiastic person. The fat man glanced at Liam and got into bed with an expression of disbelief. The dormitory was dark and silent. Liam lay on the bed with his eyes wide open. Pajero, Liam called softly in his heart. Grey fog filled the air, and a pink learning machine appeared in front of him. Current attributes. 1. Mathematics level. 3. 150 over 10,000. 2. Physics level. 0. 0 hundredths. 3. Chemistry level. 0. 0 hundredths. 4. Biology level. 0. 0 hundredths. 5. Intelligence level. 1 current available points. 50-50. Liam decided to add all the available points to mathematics. Perhaps it would help with the paper task 1. Mathematics level. 3. 6,200/10,000. 2. Physics level. 0. 0 hundredths. 3. Chemistry level. 0. 0 hundredths. 4. Biology. 0. 0 hundredths. 5. Intelligence. 1 current available points. 0. I don't know if it's a psychological factor, but Liam feels that his thinking is much clearer. The mathematical logic of the 4-color conjecture kept emerging in his mind, and he fell asleep unknowingly. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28 Orientation Party. In the morning, Liam went to the sports field to run laps as usual. The big guys from the sports department next to him were already used to his presence. From time to time, someone ran past him, but after 1, 2, and 3 laps, the number of people in front of him was getting smaller and smaller. This was the most relaxing time of his day. He didn't have to think about anything or take on anything during the run. But the relaxation was always short-lived, and Liam would soon start a busy day. In class, he studied. After class, he went to the library to study. Liam found that, although he had the skill of photographic memory, facing the treasure house of knowledge of Yanda Library, time was obviously not enough. Maybe the Pajero people were right. Facing so many unknowns in the universe, the human lifespan of only 100 years has become a very obvious shortcoming. Unconsciously, a pile of thick books had piled up on Liam's desk, which also attracted the attention of other students in the library. At this time, a pair of male and female students sitting next to him whispered for a while. In the admiring eyes of the girl, the boy in black stood up and came to Liamo's desk. He knocked on Liamo's desk and said arrogantly, "Classmate, it is better to read one book thoroughly than to read many books. Your reading like this will affect the mood of other students around you." Liamo raised his head and glanced at the boy in black, ignored him, and continued to read Larry Guth's Polynomial Methods in Combinatorics. The boy in black felt that Liamo ignored him, and his face suddenly turned red. Looking around, he found that everyone in the library was staring at him, and the girl who had just sat with him was also looking at him with expectant eyes. He knocked on the desk heavily this time, and Liamo raised his head and asked in confusion, "My classmate, what's the matter with you? Don't go too far. A freshman will pay a price for being so arrogant." The boy in black saw that Liamo was relatively young and guessed that he had just entered the school not long ago. Liamo felt that the words of the boy in black were very strange. He put down the book in his hand and asked, "My classmate, this is my habit of reading books. Besides, I don't just read them casually. I remember all the books I have read here." Liamo pointed his finger at his head. "Really? Well, let's have a competition. Let the students next to us randomly choose a book. Let's each read it for 10 minutes and see who can remember the most." The boy in black was obviously very confident in his memory. He said provocatively. Liamo realized that they were surrounded by students, and some students were recording with their mobile phones. He said in his heart, "Who said that college students don't like to watch the fun? This is as good as the aunties in the vegetable market. Let's compete. For the sake of fairness, 2 students will each choose a book, and then we will toss a coin to decide which student's book will be chosen." Liamo has always been a tough person with few words. On the basketball court, he has never been timid when facing senior students who weigh twice as much as him. As soon as he finished speaking, 2 students rushed into the reading room and brought back 2 books. It seems that the principle of watching the excitement is not a big deal is applicable everywhere. Maybe it is, because it has been a long time since I have seen such excitement in this library. The boy in black took out a coin. He asked, "Words? Flowers?" Liamo, "Words." With a flick of his finger, the coin flew, spinning and spinning, and then slowly fell to the ground. It was a word. Liamo randomly pointed at a student. The student who was pointed was extremely happy. He excitedly took out the book hidden behind him, only to see that there was only one character on the cover of the book. This book actually records 1 million digits of pi. Liamo felt helpless when he saw this book. Is there really a boring person who would read this book? The boy in black showed a happy expression when he saw the book. He had memorized the first 100 digits in order to participate in the intelligence competition. At this time, a boy who was curious took out the stopwatch on his mobile phone as a timer and shouted, "Ready to start." At the same time, he began to slowly turn the pages. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 9 minutes, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. At the same time, the boy closed the book. Who will start first? Now he is like a referee. The boy in black raised his hand first. "I will start." He knew that the human brain can only remember complex numbers for 15 to 20 seconds in the short term, and reciting first can gain an advantage. Equals 3.1415926535, 89,793, 23,846, 26,433, 83,279, 50,288. 41,971, 69,399, 37,510, 58,209, 74,944, 59,230, 78,164. 06286, 20,899, 86,280, 34,825, 34,211, 70,679, 82,148. 08651 32823 06647 09384 46095 50582 inches. A boy in black already seemed to be stuttering, and he was trying his best to recall the following digits: 23,172, 53,596. Wrong, it's 94, not 96. The referee was very conscientious. The boy in black was not frustrated because he recited the wrong number. On the contrary, he was very satisfied with his performance. He looked at the girl who came with him and said provocatively, "It's your turn, Mr. Reader. Don't embarrass yourself." Liemo pondered for a moment and began to recite, equals 3.1415 26,535, 89,793, 23,846, 26,433, 83,279. 50,288, 41,971, 69,399, 37,510, 58,209, 74,944, 59,230. 78,164, 06286, 20,899, 86,280, 34,825, 34,211, 70,679. 82,148, 08651, 32,823, 06647, 09384, 46,095, 50,582. 23,172, 53,594. Liemo recited to the place where the boy in black made a mistake just now, glanced at him lightly, and then continued to recite, 08128, 48,111, 74,502. 84,102, 70,193, 85,211, 05559, 64,462, 29,489, 54,930. 38,196, 44,288, 10,975, 66,593, 34,461, 28,475, 64,823. 37,867, 83,165, 27,120, 19,091, 45,648, 56,692, 34,603. 48,610, 45,432, 66,482, 13,393, 60,726, 02491, 41,273. 72,458, 70,066. Liemo stopped. It was meaningless to recite anymore. Because the surroundings were silent, all the students opened their mouths and widened their eyes, showing surprised expressions. The face of the boy in black turned from red to blue. He looked at Liemo fiercely, turned around and left, not even caring about the girl who came with him. Liemo packed up the things on the desk, put on his school bag, turned around and said to the classmate who borrowed the book, "Don't forget to return this book." Then he left the library without looking back. He was not used to this kind of scene, and didn't want to waste time on such boring show-off comparisons. But Liemo didn't know that some students who were good at doing things had recorded the whole process just now, and posted it on the school's communication website, which would have a huge impact on his seemingly peaceful life. Liemo looked at his mobile phone at 4:20, and there were only 10 minutes left before the time for the welcome party set by Ying's class monitor. While speeding up his pace, he shook his head and regretted that he had just wasted half an hour. He was still too young. He gently pushed open the door of the 501 self-study room and found Aing Sasa, who was wearing a black short skirt, drawing something on the blackboard. The sunlight from the window fell on her focused face, as if she had sprinkled a layer of light on it. Liemo, you're here. Fortunately, you're not late. I hate latecomers the most. Liemo was about to quietly enter the classroom when he was discovered by Aing Sasa. As she said, she pulled Liemo to the podium. Come to the podium quickly. I'm going to introduce a new classmate to you today. That is Liemo. As usual, please let Liemo introduce himself first. Chapter 29 Orientation Party 2. Hello everyone, my name is Liemo, from Mengcheng No. 1 High School. I like playing basketball, thank you. After a brief introduction, Liemo was a little uncomfortable with this kind of scene, and wanted to slip off the stage. But Aing Sasa stopped him. You haven't introduced your age, academic experience, love history, etc. She said seriously, students in our class should be honest with each other so that we can be a warm group. Liemo looked at the more than 30 classmates sitting in the classroom and said embarrassedly, I'm 17 years old this year. At this time, someone in the audience said, there will be a minor in our class in the future. Everyone should pay attention when telling jokes in the future. Liemo smiled awkwardly and then said, I entered Yanda as an auditor in my second year of high school, and I have never been in a relationship. Aing Sasa looked at the big boy with a red face on the podium and thought he was very cute. He smiled and said, now is the time for questions. Everyone can ask any questions. A boy wearing thick glasses raised his hand. I'm Wang Bowen, the top scorer in the college entrance examination in our city, which is why I was able to study at Yan University. He introduced himself first, then said seriously, I want to ask classmate Liemo a question. What kind of grades did you get to be able to audit Yan University in your second year of high school? At this time, Aing Sasa on the podium also added, maybe some students don't quite understand the concept of auditors and think that auditors are not formal Yan University students. In fact, this is not the case. Our Yan University's auditors will be directly recruited without examination in the next academic year and will enter the sophomore year with us. Is that so? This auditor is so amazing. He can save a year by not taking the college entrance examination. What kind of background does this person have? Some discussions were heard from the audience. Liemo looked at the discussion in the audience, smiled lightly, and said frankly, I can answer this question. I come from a remote small city and have no background. I can stand here because I'm good at math. Liemo's words shocked the students in the audience. I have never seen such a good pretentious person. Wang Bowen also blushed and said, Student Liemo, if you don't want to tell the real reason, you don't have to answer my question. But you can't make excuses like this to evade me. You know, we are a mathematics department. Can people who are not good at math be admitted? Liemo found it difficult to explain why he was admitted, so he had to spread his hands and said, my math grades are really good. However, except for Wang Bowen, other students didn't care much about why Liemo could appear in Yanda as an auditor. What they cared about was that Liemo was still a minor. This meant that he became the youngest student in the class and the little brother of everyone. Class monitor Aing Sasa knocked on the table. Jing. Classmates, please be quiet for a moment. Let me introduce everyone to Liemo. Let him feel the warmth of our big group. Okay, the students in the audience said in unison. It can be seen that Aing Sasa, the class monitor, is still very prestigious. Aing Sasa pointed to a boy sitting in the front row and said loudly, this classmate is Zhao Zhao, an active student in our class. You will find that he must appear in the first row of the classroom every time you have class. The boy she called smiled embarrassedly. This is Zhang Kifan, the little rich man in our class. He started doing business in high school. Now he works part-time in many companies. It is said that he has a net worth of 1 million. She pointed to a classmate in the front row who had been sending WeChat messages and introduced him. When the classmate named Zhang Kifan heard the class monitor call his name, he finally put down his phone and smiled at Liemo. Then she pointed at the boy who had just argued with Liemo and said with a smile, this is Wang Bowen. You have already met each other. Wang Bowen is the best student in our class. You can ask him if you have any difficult questions in the future. Zhang Bowen, who was still angry, pushed his glasses without any expression. Liemo found him a little funny when he saw him like this and thought to himself, I'm racking my brains for a difficult question now, but I guess he doesn't know it either. Eyeing Sasa pointed and introduced Liemo felt that time passed really slowly. Fortunately, it was finally over and the classmates left the classroom one after another. Let's go, let's play games together. 4 people are short of 1. The fat man walked to Liemo and said with a wink, no, I have to go to the library later. He looked at the thin figure who was tidying up the tables and chairs and refused. Liemo was wiping the words welcome meeting on the blackboard when a surprised voice came from behind him. Didn't you go to the library? Eyeing Sasa stared at him with wide eyes. Liemo said embarrassedly, I'll stay and help. Thank you for organizing this welcome meeting for me. Thank you for what? I'm the class monitor. This is what I should do. Eyeing Sasa said bluntly, but it's good to have your help. I'm worried about the blackboard being too high to wipe it all. After that, the two of them were speechless. Liemo didn't know what to say in this situation. He could only turn around and concentrate on wiping the blackboard. Calabash Brothers, 7 flowers on a vine, wind and rain, not afraid. A mobile phone ringtone broke the quiet and awkward atmosphere. Liemo took out his mobile phone from his pocket and it showed a landline number. The mobile phone was bought for Liemo by his mother before he went to college. Not many people knew his number. Who could it be? He answered the phone in confusion. Hello, who are you looking for? Liemo, right? This is Professor Wu. You have been enrolled for so many days and you didn't even come to see me, an old man. A familiar voice came from the other side. Liemo quickly replied politely, hello, Professor Wu. I thought you were busy with work and didn't want to bother you. Are you in the office? I will visit you now. It can be said that Professor Wu is Liemo's benefactor. If he hadn't led the team to investigate Liemo in person against all odds, Liemo would not have been able to get this opportunity. Of course, this was the news revealed by Wei Xiaonian. Professor Wu's iconic loud voice came from the other side of the phone. I just came back from an academic conference abroad. I'm now in the office on the 2nd floor of the Department of Mathematics. You can come directly. Okay, wait a moment. Liemo hung up the phone, hurriedly said hello to Eyeing Sasa who was cleaning the classroom, and ran to the office building of the Department of Mathematics. Eyeing Sasa looked at Liemo's hurried back and became puzzled. The Professor Wu on his phone just now. Could it be the Professor Wu, the master of the Department of Mathematics? How could Liemo know Professor Wu? She shook her head and continued to put the tables and chairs back in place. Chapter 30 Elite Education. It was time to get off work, and the mathematics department office building was silent. Liemo walked lightly and came to the door of the office with Professor Wu's name on it. Through the window, he could clearly see Professor Wu, with grey hair, writing something at his desk. He straightened his clothes and knocked on the door gently. Come in, a voice came from inside the room. Liemo carefully pushed the door open and entered the office. Professor Wu looked up and said, wait a minute, I'll be done soon. Liemo looked around. This was an office that couldn't be simpler. There were only books in the room, and there was only a simple chair next to the desk. After a long time, Professor Wu finally put down the pen in his hand, raised his head, and looked at Liemo who was still standing there, and asked in surprise, why don't you sit down? Didn't I ask you to sit down just now? I just attended a meeting on college education. I quickly wrote down my thoughts. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. He saw that Liemo was still standing, and urged, don't be restrained, sit down quickly. Liemo had to sit down slowly. He felt uncomfortable with the unfamiliar environment. Professor Wu took a sip of water and asked, do you know what is the popular university education in the world now? As if he didn't even wait for Liemo's answer, he continued, the popular university education in the world now is to do both things well. Do both things well. Liemo is not unfamiliar with this phrase, but what does it mean when used here? As if seeing Liemo's confusion, Professor Wu stretched out 2 fingers and gestured. One hand is to do universal education, and the other hand is to do elite education. What is universal education, and what is elite education? Professor Wu unconsciously raised his voice. Universal education is to improve the cultural quality of the whole people and make university education universal. Elite education is to select the best and strengthen the education of gifted students. Do you know what I think about attending this meeting? Professor Wu stopped to ask him. Liemo felt that Professor Wu in front of him was another big-headed Pajero man. They all like to ask others questions without needing others to answer. Liemo shook his head. Professor Wu was very happy to see his action. I found that our universal education is very good, but there is a big gap between elite education and that in foreign countries. Now the educational resources of many first-class foreign universities are tilting towards talented students, and there is even a situation of cross-border competition for talents. As soon as he finished speaking, Professor Wu slapped his head fiercely. I called you here to ask about your recent learning situation. Why are you saying all this? Tell me quickly, are you adapting to school now? Liemo looked at the old professor in front of him who was like a big child and said seriously, I'm relatively adaptable. The classmates are very enthusiastic and help me a lot. The teachers are also very serious and responsible, but I think the knowledge in the textbooks is too shallow. I'm currently studying on my own most of the time. Professor Wu smiled and said, yes, for a talented student like you, the knowledge in university textbooks is a bit simple. But you have to pay attention to the fact that mathematics is a subject that focuses on the foundation, and the foundation must be solid. He paused and asked, what books are you reading recently? Can you tell me? Liemo said shyly, I have been reading books on the four-color conjecture these days. Are you interested in the four-color conjecture? It's a hard and stinky stone. Professor Wu said with his eyes wide open. Liemo was a little puzzled by Professor Wu's name for the four-color conjecture and asked, well, I'm interested in the four-color conjecture, but why is it so hard and stinky? Professor Wu laughed. It seems that, although you have a high talent for mathematics, you don't know much about some basic mathematical illusions. For a difficult problem like the four-color conjecture, is it true that no mathematician has been able to prove it for hundreds of years? No. It is very difficult, but it is still within the scope of basic mathematics. If a mathematician spends more than 10 years and studies it carefully, he can eventually prove it. Seeing that Liemo was still puzzled, he said in suspense, then why has the four-color conjecture not been proved so far? That's because it is not that important, and it is very difficult. Is it possible for a mathematician to spend more than 10 years proving a difficult problem that can't bring him fame and fortune? It's ridiculous. Now even the mathematical community has begun to pay attention to fame and fortune. He sighed again. Liemo understood and said seriously, teacher, don't worry. I study the four-color conjecture just for interest, and it won't interfere with my studies. That's good. This kind of obscure problem is not a big deal after all. Don't go astray and solve problems for the sake of solving them. Professor Wu took out the teacup on the table and drank a sip of water. So is there any progress now? Liemo said embarrassedly. There is no progress at present. Although the four-color conjecture is simple in content, it may involve graph theory and topology. But it is too difficult to find a breakthrough. Professor Wu was not surprised. Suddenly he thought of something and said with a smile, the four-color conjecture is not within my specialty. I can't provide you with any help. But I can recommend someone to you. You may gain something from meeting him. Liemo, what person? Which professor? Professor Wu shook his head and said, no, there is an office on the underground first floor of our school library that is responsible for repairing old books. There is an old teacher named Fang there. You can communicate with him. You may gain something unexpected. Liemo showed a puzzled expression. He didn't understand what the relationship was between an old teacher who repaired old books and the four-color conjecture. Alas, Teacher Fang is actually my senior. When he was a graduate student, his talent was far superior to mine. Who knew that he was obsessed with the Riemann hypothesis and studied day and night so hard that his graduation thesis was not passed? There was no way, so several of us brothers helped him with this job. Professor Wu's eyes were full of regret when he mentioned his senior. But my senior brother Fang has one biggest advantage, which is that his thinking is extremely jumping. Back then, my project encountered difficulties and there was no progress for several years. I just met with him and exchanged a few words. After I came back, the difficulties were solved. So I recommend you to communicate with him. Teacher Fang, the library is on the first floor below ground. Liemo came out of Professor Wu's office and went straight to the library. He wanted to see if Professor Wu Sr. was really that amazing. Ding, as the elevator door opened, the first floor below ground arrived. Compared with the warm sunshine outside, the basement seemed particularly gloomy, and a buzzing roar came from the main computer rooms on both sides of the corridor. Chapter 31, The Inspirer. According to the map, the end of the corridor is the old book maintenance department of the library. Liemo felt a little scared looking at the bleak lights on both sides, and he could not help but quicken his pace. The door at the end was open, and there was a thin figure inside who was sticking bookmarks and glue on a book. Liemo looked closer, and the table and the floor in this small room were piled with broken books. In the middle of the pile of books was an old man with white hair. Could this be Professor Wu's senior brother? How come he looks so much older than Professor Wu? Liemo muttered in his heart. After knocking on the door, the thin old man slowly raised his head and looked at Liemo standing at the door with a gleam in his eyes. Is this Teacher Fang? I'm Liemo, a student of Professor Wu. Liemo saw that the thin old man had no words, so he took the initiative to introduce himself. The old man put down the book in his hand and stood up. You are the disciple of Old Man Wu. Please come in and sit down. He moved a chair and handed it to Liemo. I encountered some difficulties with my thesis. I was just at Professor Wu's place, and he recommended me to come and talk to you. Liemo decided to get straight to the point. Teacher Fang looked at Liemo, shook his head, and said with a smile, I'm just a failure in mathematics. Thanks to the support of my fellow apprentices, I can live a comfortable life. Did you hear that? After talking to me, Old Man Wu suddenly realized that it was just a coincidence last time, and he was able to solve that problem only because of his own strength. The man in front of him was the senior brother who was once said by Professor Wu to be much more talented than him, but what Liemo saw now was just a thin old man. Just for the Riemann hypothesis, no wonder some people say that mathematics is the cruelest subject in the world. A question can wear out a genius. Liemo felt that he should take the initiative. He said modestly, I'm now working on a paper on the four-color conjecture, and I always feel that I can't find a starting point. The four-color conjecture, that's a stinky and hard thing. As he said that, the old man picked up a tattered piece of paper on the table and folded it. His somewhat skinny fingers slowly stretched the edge of the old paper. Fold in half, then fold in half again. Half fold. Liemo looked at it quietly for a long time, but he didn't understand what he was folding. Teacher Fang. Liemo felt that the old man in front of him was distracted and asked tentatively. The old man did not reply and continued to fold the paper in his hand slowly. After a long time, he finally opened a drawer and carefully put the strange shaped origami into it. The drawer was already full of origami of various shapes. Then he raised his head and looked at Liemo carefully with turbid eyes. The old man took out another old paper. This time he folded the paper and said, people are looking for various answers throughout their lives. Some answers are as easy to get as shells on the seashore, and some answers are like sand in the deep sea. Even after going through thousands of hardships, it is difficult to get what you want. After speaking, the old man paused for a long time and sighed. He said slowly, let me tell you a little story. Once upon a time there was an eagle in the forest who was very good at hunting. One day the eagle met a hedgehog. It attacked the hedgehog, but the hedgehog curled itself into a ball. The eagle had to leave in disappointment. Maybe the hedgehog hurt the eagle's pride, so the eagle began to look for the hedgehog every day, and then tried all kinds of attack methods. Every time the hedgehog just curled itself into a ball, and the eagle left in disappointment every time. The old man stopped the story here and asked Liemo in a slightly trembling voice, if you were the eagle, what would you do? Would you continue to stare at the eagle or look for other food? If you continue to stare at the hedgehog, then you will lose the opportunity to hunt other prey. If you go looking for other prey, you will lose your pride forever. The old man stopped talking after he finished speaking, but just lowered his head and folded the old paper in his hand. Liemo pondered for a long time, raised his head, and stared at the old man and slowly answered, "If I were this eagle, I would catch this hedgehog high in the sky and throw it down hard." The old man was shocked when he heard Liemo's answer and looked at Liemo carefully again and slowly said, "You are fine, you can go." Liemo felt a little puzzled when he heard this. He was still thinking about the old man's story on the way back to the dormitory. Could his answer really be correct? The surroundings seemed to be quiet, and the grey fog was filled. Liemo felt a little surprised. He did not call, and the Pajero man took the initiative to appear. He only heard the big-headed Pajero man in the grey fog, said a little surprised, "Inspirer. There are actually inspirers on the earth." After that, the grey fog dissipated, and the noise around him appeared in his ears again. What is an inspirer? Liemo felt very strange about the behavior of the big-headed Pajero man, and what he cared about more was the term the Pajero man said. From the literal meaning, inspirer is a person who can inspire others, but what did the old man inspire me just now? Liemo shook his head in confusion. He decided to go back to the dormitory and continue studying, because only the points were real. Look, isn't that the boy? He looks so young. Liemo noticed that someone behind him was pointing at him and whispering. With his 2.0 hearing, he could easily hear what they were saying clearly. He looks like him. He has fair skin and a slender body without losing his muscularity. If I hadn't thought he was too young, I would have gone to say hello this morning. One of the tall girls said. "Do you think the video is real? Did they rehearse it?" The two female students holding textbooks behind him were still whispering to each other. They didn't expect Liemo to notice them at all. It shouldn't be. I heard that the boy in black is a top student in the business school. He is so embarrassed now. That's right. It seems that the students in the business school hate that so-called top student. It's really a relief now. Should we rush up and ask him to sign now? The short girl suggested. Hearing this, Liemo quickly quickened his pace. He didn't want to waste time on irrelevant people. Yangda is indeed a first-class university. When passing by the next dormitory, he could hear someone reciting English. Liemo pushed open the door of the dormitory and found that his three roommates were also studying. This was totally different from the college life described by his former basketball mate Chen Shuxian. After Chen Shuxian was admitted to the university, he described the wonderful college life to Liemo, which made Liemo yearn for it at that time. "Liemo, come here quickly." The fat man shouted excitedly when he saw Liemo. "Look, is this you?" As he said that, the fat man showed Liemo his mobile phone. The video playing on the mobile phone was the one recorded by someone when Liemo and the man in black were being played by Pi in the library. The classmate who posted the video also gave it a resounding title. Shocking. A genius who can recite more than 300 digits of pi in 10 minutes appeared in Yan University. This video has received more than 50,000 hits, and there are many comments from netizens. Yan University's most beautiful girl said, "Worship the great god." Sky said, "This guy looks so young. Is he a student of our Yan University?" My name is Little Donkey said, "Didn't you see that the background is a Yan University library? He must be a student of our Yan University, but he looks so young, probably a freshman." Krabby Patty, poor student in black, was exposed. It is said that the student in black in the video is from the business school. Zangaha, please give me the guy's name. Ergao, same as well. Little Pig loves to eat melons, same as well. Fatty stared at Liemo carefully, compared it with the video, stared at Liemo again, and watched the video again. "Okay, it's me in the video. Keep it a secret for me." Liemo was annoyed by the fat man's behavior, and had to admit it. The fat guy stopped making jokes this time and said quietly, "I thought you were the youngest in the class, so I could change my reputation as a poor student. I didn't expect you to be another top student. It's boring. I'm going to read a book." At night, lying in bed, Liemo kept thinking about the story of the eagle and the hedgehog told by the old man in the basement of the library. What did it mean? Chapter 30 To the Eagle and the Hedgehog. Liemo found that, even if he went early, the library was always full of people. He quietly came to a small corner, afraid of encountering the same thing as last time. He took out the manuscript paper, but he had no idea where to start. Perhaps it was because the definition of the four-color conjecture was very simple. Simple means that there are few starting points, and it is difficult to interpret it using a mature theorem system. The 4-color conjecture is like a hedgehog. Hedgehog. Liemo remembered the story told by the old man in the basement of the library. How did I answer at that time? If I were this eagle, I would catch this hedgehog in the sky and throw it down hard. Liemo clearly remembered his answer. The 4-color conjecture is equal to a hedgehog. What is catching it in the sky equal to? He felt that he was about to grasp the key to the problem, just a little bit away. The 4-color conjecture is equal to a hedgehog. The 4-color conjecture is equal to a hedgehog. The 4-color conjecture is equal to a hedgehog. Liemo kept repeating in his mind, and suddenly a flash of inspiration came to his mind. The 4-color conjecture is equal to a hedgehog, so I can put this hedgehog in a 3-dimensional coordinate system, so that I can carry out precision strikes. Liemo felt that he had touched the threshold. He took out a piece of paper and wrote on it, "We can convert the 4-color conjecture, or the 4-color theorem, from the map to the 3-dimensional coordinate system." A graph, loosely speaking, is a graph connected by points and edges. In graph theory, there is a definition called a plane graph, which refers to a graph that can be drawn on a 3-dimensional coordinate system, and the edges do not intersect each other. We regard each country on the map as a point, and two adjacent countries mean that there is an edge between the 2 points. In this way, we get a 3-dimensional coordinate system, and coloring the country becomes coloring the points in the coordinate system, so that adjacent points are different colors. The 4-color theorem says that for any 3-dimensional coordinate system, 4 colors are enough to meet the above conditions. What we need to do now is to find that mysterious function, a graph with more than or equal to 5 points connected in pairs, which cannot be drawn in the coordinate system. First, consider a given graph G, coloring its points, so that the 2 vertices of any edge are different colors. We call the minimum number of colors required to meet the conditions chromatic. At the same time, we call the number of points in the largest complete graph subgraph contained in the graph F the clique number, denoted by X. It is easy to find that a complete graph with n points requires at least 10 different colors, because the points are adjacent to each other. Let X, n, be a sequence of m items, which can represent any point matrix in graph theory. By DFT transformation, the calculation of any X, m, requires m complex multiplications and n1 complex additions. Then, to find X, m, of nm complex sequence, that is, n-point DFT transformation, it takes about m2 operations. When n1 equals 10 points or even more, n3 equals 10,486 operations are required. From the above, it is obvious that arbitrarily dividing a graph and coloring each part of it makes any part with a common edge have different colors, and only 4 colors can be used, no more. This proposition is established. The proof is complete. Liemo, who broke through the thinking barrier, wrote down all the ideas of the proof in one breath. No wonder so many mathematicians have fallen in front of the 4-color conjecture over the past century. It looks weak like a hedgehog, but it is actually difficult to find a place to bite. If the weakness is found, then it is just a difficult proof question. Looking at the complete proof ideas on the paper, Liemo's heart was filled with joy. He felt that he was working hard for a small step forward for human civilization. Human beings are curious creatures. Exploring the unknown is an innate instinct of human beings. It is precisely because of this instinct that human beings can stand out from many biological clocks and establish the current Earth civilization. The next step he has to do is to sort out the paper. For Liemo, who has the ability to write academic papers, this has become the easiest thing. Buzz. The phone vibrated. Liemo picked it up and saw that Aing Sasa said on WeChat, "Liemo, why didn't you come to the linear algebra class? Teacher Guo is going to call the roll for everyone. Come quickly." Oops. Liemo looked at the time on his phone and thought to himself, it's not good. It's just that he was too fascinated by solving the problem and forgot that there was another linear algebra class in the morning. He didn't have time to clean up, so he put the straw paper into his school bag and went straight to the lecture hall. There were only a few students on the road. Liemo ran while checking the time on his phone. No, I can't catch up. As expected, when he arrived outside the lecture hall, Teacher Guo on the podium had already started to call the roll. Zhang Yu, here. Wan Chunyan, here. Su Yuhang, here. Liemo tiptoed to the back door, poked his head, and found that teacher Jiuo was concentrating on calling the roll according to the name list. He prepared to sneak to his seat quietly and slowly. Teacher Jiuo on the podium, Liemo, who was sneaking in from the back door, subconsciously answered, here. Oh no. Realizing that something was wrong, Liemo raised his head and looked at the podium. Teacher Jiuo on the podium stared at him with wide eyes, waved at him and said, student, are you new here? Come on, please come to the podium first. Liemo had no choice but to walk slowly to the podium under the gaze of his classmates. You dare to be late for my class? It seems that my prestige has been reduced a lot. Teacher Jiuo said with a sinister smile. Liemo from the advanced mathematics class, right? I won't make things difficult for you. I will give you a question. If you can solve it, I will forgive you. If you can't answer it, you can forget about your grades at the end of the semester. As he said that, he wrote on the blackboard angrily, let vector equals A1, A2, A3 equals B1, B2, B3, A1 equals 0, B1 equals 0 caret T equals 0, A equals caret T, 1, find A caret 2, 2, the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of matrix A after writing. He handed the chalk in his hand to Liemo and said with a smile, please, Liemo. Liemo took the chalk and pondered for a moment, nodded to teacher Jiuo, and then wrote on the blackboard, caret 1, A caret B AI2 equals AB caret T AB caret T, because A caret T B equals A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3 equals B caret T A equals 0, so do A caret 2 equals a 0 B caret T, so A caret 2 is a 0 vector 2, array 1 B1 A1 B2. A1 B3 A2 B1 A2 B2 A2 B3 A3 B1 A3 B2 A3 B3 vertical bar A dash E vertical bar equals 0. Directly find the determinant, the constant term and the linear term. They all eliminate. Using A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3 equals 0. The quadratic term also eliminates. Finally caret 3 equals 0. All eigenvalues are 0. X equals 0. Because the rows of A are proportional, the rank is 1. The final eigenvector expression, x1 equals b2 slash b1 x2 b3 slash b1 x3, b1 equals 0, as smooth as flowing water. Liemo handed the chalk back to teacher Jiuo, who was staring at the blackboard in a daze, his face gradually turning blue, and went straight back to his seat. After a long time, teacher Jiuo on the podium reacted, smiled awkwardly and said, this student named Liemo answered very well. This time the roll call ends here, and the class will begin now. Chapter 33 American Journal of Mathematics. In the conference room of the American Mathematics magazine, editor Jack was spinning his pen in boredom, listening to the editor-in-chief John's endless speech in the front row. In the future, the magazine's review work should focus on speeding up the review speed, especially for papers by some well-known professors or papers on solving well-known problems. You know what is the most important thing in the 21st century? It is time. Time is the life of our magazine. Now many European magazines will even publish papers that have not been peer-reviewed. Of course, we are the most famous mathematics magazine in the world, and cannot do this. We must ensure the authenticity of the paper results. But I hope that all the editors present can speed up the review speed. Lucy, your review speed was too slow for the last paper on discrete mathematics. As a result, the author couldn't wait and withdrew the paper, and now it has been published in The Mathematician. I hope that everyone will prevent such things from happening in the future. You know, the competition between magazines is very fierce. Editor-in-chief John criticized the female editor who was playing with her mobile phone. Speeding up the review process means less vacation time. Does the editor-in-chief really think that those old-fashioned math professors are so easy to talk to? Jack, who was twirling a pen, was very dissatisfied with the editor-in-chief's words. Every time I go to communicate with them in person, if the review process is accelerated, those professors will have opinions. Editor-in-chief John saw that the editors in the audience did not agree with the proposal to speed up the review process, and continued. Speeding up the review process mainly refers to speeding up the review of papers on well-known problems. At the same time, our magazine needs to expand the pages of well-known problems. Although the papers published in mathematics magazines are verified, and there is no distinction between high and low mathematics problems, well-known problems can bring more sales and greater fame. Remember, although we are a mathematics magazine, we are not old-fashioned. Of course, if the editors here successfully recommend a paper in the field of well-known problems in the magazine, they can get a double bonus at the end of the month. It seems that the strategy of stick and carrot is still useful, and the editors in the audience echoed it. Yang Daliemo is searching on his mobile phone for well-known mathematics journals. The system task requires an A-level paper, so the Mathematical Monthly where Wendy's Ionian works must not be suitable, otherwise he would not have to worry so much now. Thinking of Wendy's Ionian, the young man in cycling clothes appeared in front of Liemo's eyes. He was able to enter Yana to study thanks to two people, one is Professor Wu, and the other is Wendy's Ionian. Looking at the pedestrians on the roadside, who have put on long sleeves, Liemo realized that he had lived in Yanda for 2 months without realizing it. Since they parted at the school gate, they have not contacted each other. So he called Wendy's Ionian. Liemo, why did you think of calling me? Did you encounter any difficulties? Wendy's Ionian on the other side of the phone did not expect Liemo to call him. In his impression, Liemo is a nerd. Liemo, who was pointed out by Wendy's Ionian, said embarrassedly, "Brother Wendy, it's like this. I want to publish a paper, but I don't know which journal is better to publish it in." Wendy's Ionian was a little excited when he heard about publishing a paper. Liemo's previous paper helped him improve his status in the Mathematical Monthly. He asked expectantly, "Publish it in our Mathematical Monthly. I can also check it for you." Liemo said embarrassedly, "I'm sorry, Brother Wendy, I need to publish an A-level paper this time." A-level paper. It is obvious that Wendy's Ionian on the opposite side was silent for a moment. He didn't expect Liemo to publish an A-level paper. A-level journals are usually very academic journals, most of which are core journals or authoritative journals such as journals of some key universities. Mathematical Monthly is just a magazine for middle school students. Of course it can't be considered an A-level journal. Then do you want to publish it in China or abroad? Wendy's Ionian, who reacted, put aside the idea of winning over, and asked. Liemo was unaware of Wendy's Ionian's mood changes on the other end of the phone. He said, "It doesn't matter whether it's published in China or abroad, just publish it as quickly as possible. The sooner you publish, the faster you can complete the task. It's too slow to exchange points for books. If you want to publish as soon as possible, I recommend you to submit to a foreign magazine. As long as your paper is of high quality, they will review it faster than domestic ones. However, it is quite difficult to publish papers in foreign magazines, because most domestic mathematicians are not good at writing papers in foreign languages." Wendy's Ionian knew that, in order to ensure the correctness of the papers, authoritative domestic journals would invite many experts to review them, and sometimes a paper could be delayed for several months before it was published. "By the way, can I ask what mathematical problem your paper is about?" Wendy's Ionian was quite interested in the paper written by a genius who could solve world-class problems in the first year of high school. Liemo said a little embarrassedly, "It's about the four-color conjecture. The specific ideas for the paper have been completed, but it has not been written into a paper yet." Four-color conjecture? Wendy's Ionian was a little confused. Hasn't the four-color conjecture been proved by computer exhaustive enumeration? "I proved the four-color conjecture using mathematical logical reasoning," Liemo replied. "Really? Mathematical logic proves the four-color conjecture?" Wendy's Ionian was shocked. The four-color conjecture may seem simple, but it has a great reputation in the history of mathematics. The graph theory derived from it has become a new direction in mathematics. This 17-year-old boy actually proved the four-color conjecture. Is there really a genius in the world? Liemo felt the surprise of Wendy's Ionian on the other side of the phone. He said calmly, "It's true. The specific ideas have been completed. I just need to write it into a paper, and it can be published." Wendy's Ionian calmed down and said, "If you use the four-color conjecture as the title, I recommend you to publish it in an American mathematics magazine. They like to include papers on world-famous topics." Sure enough, Wendy's Ionian still knows a lot about the mathematical world. Liemo felt that he had made the right call. He said gratefully, "Thank you, Brother Wei. I will send you a sample copy when the paper is published." A sample copy of the paper was published. Does the young man on the other side of the phone really think that publishing a paper in an A-level journal is like picking cabbage? However, he kindly reminded Liemo, "I still suggest that you show your paper to Professor Wu after you finish it. You should know that for a mathematician, academic reputation is very important." He was afraid that Liemo would make a mistake. "Thank you, Brother Wei, for reminding me. I will." After hanging up Wei Xiaonian's call, Liemo felt relieved. He was very confident in his paper and his ability to write papers. After all, the skill of specializing in academic papers is very useful. Chapter 34 Thesis Formation. For 5 consecutive days, Liemo stayed in a small corner of the library to write a paper on the 4-color conjecture. He only now realized how difficult it was to write a paper in a foreign language. The professionalism of the words used, and the standardization of the theorems cited. He used to think that vocabulary was the most difficult. In fact, when writing the paper, he found that vocabulary was not the most difficult, but the real trouble was the logic expressed in a foreign language. After consulting countless documents and racking his brains, Liemo finally wrote the paper in full. We can convert the 4-color conjecture at the same time we call the number of points of the largest complete graph subgraph included in figure F as clique number and note it as X. It is easy to find that a complete graph of n points requires at least 10 different colors. Because the 2 points are adjacent, it is obvious from the above that any part of a graph is divided and dyed to make any part with common sidelines have different colors and can only use 4 colors, no more. The proposition is true. I have finished the certificate. Looking at the paper he wrote, Liemo felt like seeing his own child. He felt very satisfied. Liemo remembered Wei Xiaonian's words. He took out his cell phone and called Professor Wu. "Hello, Professor Wu, I'm Liemo. I recently finished a paper. I'm going to submit it, and I want you to check it first." "Paper. Okay, I'm free this afternoon. How about this? Come to my office at 2 p.m. Professor Wu answered, while taking the document handed over by the assistant. The female assistant in a professional sleeve skirt next to him saw the professor put down the phone and whispered, "Mr. Wu, you have a meeting with Mr. Zhang from Dafen Group in the afternoon. What do you think? Turn it off and say I'm busy in the afternoon." Professor Wu answered, while looking at the document. The female assistant nodded and said yes, wondering in her heart, who is the student on the other end of the phone? He can make Mr. Wu postpone the meeting in the afternoon. You know, Dafen Group invests a lot of money in the Department of Mathematics every year. Liemo carefully checked his paper several times, and then carefully put it into his school bag. The fat man next to him saw Liemo's cautious behavior and asked curiously, "Mosey, what's in your school bag? You look so careful. Let me see it." Liemo replied without turning his head, "Thesis." After that, he took the school bag and left the dormitory. He still had to go to the library to continue studying. The fat man looked at Liemo's back and felt a little strange. Starting to write a thesis in the freshman year? Are young people nowadays really so aggressive? At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Liemo arrived at the mathematics department office building on time. He knocked on the door of Professor Wu's office, but a young woman with a good figure in a sleeve skirt opened the door. The young woman opened the door and asked softly, "Classmate, who are you looking for?" Liemo said, "Professor Wu asked me to come at 2 o'clock. Isn't he here?" The young woman's eyes lit up, and she gently stepped aside to let Liemo into the office, saying, "Professor Wu just went out for something and will be back soon. Please wait." Then she hesitated and added, "I'm Professor Wu's assistant. My name is Fang Xiaoyan. May I ask who you are, classmate?" Liemo said generously, "I'm Liemo. Nice to meet you." The two were greeting each other when Professor Wu pushed the door in. He was very happy to see Liemo and said, "Come on, let me see your paper inside." He turned around and said to the young woman, "Xiaoyan, make 2 cups of tea." Professor Wu put on his glasses and looked at the paper handed over by Liemo. He was shocked at just the title. 4-color conjecture? Did you really prove the 4-color conjecture? Professor Wu's movement startled the young woman who was pouring water, and the boiling water spilled on the floor. She was about to take the mop to dry it, but was stopped by Professor Wu. "You go out first and cancel the afternoon schedule for me." The young woman nodded and looked at Liemo carefully. Professor Wu made sure that his assistant had left before he began to look through the paper. Liemo could see that foreign languages were no obstacle for Professor Wu in front of him. "It's clever. Your changes here are really wonderful." Professor Wu looked at the paper and couldn't help but admire it. Liemo sat calmly in the chair, like a student waiting for an exam. He looked at Professor Wu opposite, frowning and smiling from time to time, but he didn't feel uneasy at all, because he was very confident in the paper he wrote. "Did you calculate it wrong in the coordinate system? Why does it look so strange here?" Professor Wu frowned and pointed to a determinant. Liemo smiled and took a piece of rough paper from the side, wrote 2 lines of calculation formula on it, and handed it over. Professor Wu saw the calculation formula on the rough paper, slapped his head and said, "It's really clever. What do you think?" "Eagle and hedgehog," Liemo said calmly. "Eagle and hedgehog?" Professor Wu didn't understand. "Let's read the paper first. Is there something wrong with the constant term here?" Liemo turned to the second page of the paper and pointed to the calculations on it. Professor Wu's doubts disappeared. Professor Wu read the paper carefully. Whenever he had a question, he would ask Liemo to explain it. Fortunately, so far, he has not found any mistakes in Liemo's paper. Gurgle, gurgle. Unconsciously, several hours had passed, and Liemo's stomach growled. Professor Wu looked at Liemo, who was embarrassed, put away the paper, and asked his assistant to send 2 taquitos on the intercom. "Tell me your main idea." Professor Wu was still thinking about the paper while eating the taquito. "I converted the 4-color conjecture of the plane into a 3-dimensional coordinate system," Liemo explained in detail. Professor Wu looked at Liemo lovingly and said, "It's clever, really clever. How did you get such a brain?" At 10 o'clock in the evening, with Liemo's explanation, Professor Wu finally read through the paper. He flipped through the 50-page paper and was surprised to find that he didn't find any mistakes at all. "Did you complete this paper independently?" Professor Wu asked, after taking a sip of water from his teacup. "Yes, it took about a month to come up with the main idea and about a week to write the paper." Liemo nodded and answered honestly. Professor Wu looked at Liemo's honest face, nodded and said, "I think you completed it independently. If it was written with the help of a professor, it would definitely not be signed by you alone." After thinking for a while, he asked again, "Do you know what this paper means to you once it is published?" Liemo shook his head, because he was not interested in reputation, so he didn't care about these things on weekdays. Professor Wu said solemnly, "The 4-color conjecture is very different from the collapse conjecture you completed last time. Although there is no high or low distinction among difficult mathematical problems, the mathematical world is very realistic. Although the collapse conjecture is difficult, it is just an obscure question. The 4-color conjecture is different. It is well known all over the world. Maybe our textbooks will have to be rewritten." He paused here, picked up the water cup, and took another sip of water, and then said slowly, "Maybe you will become famous overnight because of this paper. After all, it is the 4-color conjecture. To be honest, even I'm jealous." Liemo shook his head and said seriously, "Actually, I don't think so much. This paper is just an ordinary paper in my eyes." Looking at Liemo's nerdy appearance, Professor Wu sighed in his heart. Perhaps only such a pure person can solve problems that the world cannot solve. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35, Eyeing Sasa. Which foreign journal are you going to publish in? Professor Wu saw Liemo's paper written in a foreign language, and he understood what Liemo was thinking. Liemo repeated Wei Xiaonian's words, and said with certainty, "I'm ready to submit to an American mathematics magazine." Professor Wu nodded and said, "Although Wei Xiaonian is a child with limited talent, he still has vision. American mathematics magazines are very suitable for newcomers like you to submit papers." Let me write you a letter of recommendation, which may attract enough attention. Liemo looked at Professor Wu and said hesitantly, Teacher Wu, should I also sign you as a co-author of the paper? Am I that kind of person? I became a signed author after reading your paper once. This credit comes so quickly. Professor Wu said with a red face, it is true that there are some unhealthy trends in the academic circle now, and some tutors snatch the credit of students. But don't worry, in our Yanda mathematics department, this phenomenon is absolutely not allowed to exist. Liemo did not expect Professor Wu's reaction to be so big. The purpose of his writing the paper was purely to complete the system task, and he did not care about how many names were signed on the paper. When he was in high school, he saw some college students posting on the internet, accusing their mentors of forcing their names to be signed in students' papers for profit. Professor Wu saw what Liemo was thinking and said earnestly, I know you are very grateful, but my help to you is entirely out of my love for talent. I don't need your return. If you want to return, study mathematics more, and return to our country. Late at night is the quietest time of the day on the Yanda campus. Under the dim street lights, Liemo walked on the small road, and Professor Wu's words echoed in his ears. He now knows what it means to be upright. Ding. Ding. WeChat on his mobile phone rang, and the class monitor Aing Sasa said, I just heard from the counselor that Mr. Guo, the teacher of the linear algebra class, reported you to the student affairs office, saying that you ignored classroom discipline. The teacher of the student affairs office may have a talk with you in the near future. You have to think about what to say. Teacher Guo, student affairs office. Me. Liemo shook his head. How could there be such a cute teacher? But now he is not in the mood to think about these things. He has to mail the paper out quickly. Thinking about this, he replied, received. Thank you, squad leader. I will pay attention to it. On the weekend, Liemo came to the express station early in the morning with his thesis. Seeing his package carefully checked and labeled by the courier, he breathed a sigh of relief. The system level has not been upgraded for a long time. The reward points for completing this task can upgrade mathematics to level 4. Now he feels like climbing a mountain, one step at a time. Hey, Liemo, what are you doing here? Liemo was thinking, when a gentle voice came from behind. He looked back and saw Aing Sasa, who had a ponytail, walking over with 2 girls, each holding a cup of milk tea. The 3 girls stared at him curiously. He replied shyly, I just mailed a package and was about to go to the library. What package did you mail? Is it convenient to tell me? Aing Sasa fiddled with the straw in the milk tea cup with her slender jade fingers and asked after taking a sip of milk tea. In her impression, Liemo was a nerd who only knew how to stay in the library every day, and it was difficult to see him anywhere else. The 2 girls who came with her looked at each other and smiled meaningfully. Liemo nodded and said, I just sent out a paper submission. The current prices are really expensive. The postage cost more than 600 yuan. His monthly living expenses are not much, so he has to save money. Where does it cost so much postage? Aing Sasa also sent packages on weekdays, and usually it only costs a few dozen yuan. America. I chose express delivery. Liemo replied. Paper. America? Liemo, are you submitting to a foreign magazine? Aing Sasa understood at this time. Yes, I have been writing a paper these days. The last time I was almost late for teacher Guo's class was because of this paper. Liemo replied a little embarrassedly. You are really amazing. You must give me a sample copy when the paper is published. Aing Sasa praised. Nothing. I will remember to send it to you. If there is nothing else, I will go to the library. After saying that, Liemo turned around and left. Hey, wait a minute. We are going shopping. Do you want to come with us? The season is about to change. Don't you need to buy some thick clothes? Aing Sasa saw Liemo was about to leave and hurriedly stopped him, biting her lip and said. Liemo thought for a while, shook his head and said, no, I brought a full set of clothes, from summer to winter. I'm going to the library. Goodbye. Liemo's mother thought that clothes in big cities were expensive, so when he decided to study at Yan University, she prepared all the clothes for the whole year. Then goodbye. Looking at Liemo's leaving figure, Aing Sasa felt a little lost. The two girls next to her saw eyeing Sassa's lost look, looked at each other, and smiled and said, "Sassa, is that boy a classmate of yours? Why didn't he introduce us? Are you planning to eat alone?" Eyeing Sassa felt her face getting a little hot, and whispered, "What are you thinking about? The classmate just now is an auditor in our class, and he is only 17 years old. As the class monitor, shouldn't I care about him? You are still talking about me, Xiaoyan. I heard that you are in love with the school hunk in the sports department, and you didn't even tell us." She directed her spearhead at one of the girls again. The girl who was making fun of her just now suddenly said shyly, "We haven't even started yet. Let's go have another cup of milk tea. I heard that a new internet famous milk tea shop has opened nearby. Let's go and try it. Try it, try it. If you drink more, you will get fat. Let me tell you, I gained another pound this month." The happiness of young people sometimes comes so easily. Student Liemo, please come to the student affairs office. Liemo, who was studying in the library, received a call from the student affairs office. "Did teacher Guo really report me to the student affairs office?" He shook his head while packing his things. "This teacher Guo is really like a child, complaining about a small matter. It seems that I will waste another 2 hours." Liemo has experienced being called to the office by the teacher too many times. The secret passed down from generation to generation is, smile, listen, not show admiration in your eyes, and then lower your head. After that, you can enter your own world of thinking at ease. The teacher of the student affairs office looked at Liemo's well-behaved appearance and shook his head. He whispered, "Teacher Guo has this kind of temper. You should be careful in the future." Liemo nodded heavily this time. He was very moved by the teacher's magnanimity. It is understandable that college students nowadays have wild personalities, and the teachers of the student affairs office are also well informed. Chapter 36, Unintelligible Submission. At the American Mathematics magazine, Jack, a young editor, was boredly reading through submissions from all over the world. He had done statistics and found that only one meaningful paper was published in every 100 submissions, and only one meaningful paper was published in the magazine in every 50. Well, this problem has been solved long ago. No, such a simple problem also needs to be written into a paper. No, the theorem on the first page is cited incorrectly. No, what is this? Mathematical symbols created by myself. No, no. He complained to the editor-in-chief as he reviewed the manuscripts. He had just been on a business trip for 5 consecutive days. He took a manuscript to ask those old-fashioned professors to review it, but the result was a paper full of errors. He got no bonus and no vacation. It was really pitiful. He picked up another paper at random, and it read, "On the complete validity of the proposition, any map can be colored differently for countries with a common border using only 4 colors. The 4-color conjecture?" As a professional mathematics magazine editor, Jack understood the topic of this paper at a glance. But hasn't the 4-color conjecture been proved by computers? No. Throw it in the garbage. Just after throwing the paper into the waste paper pile, Jack thought of something and quickly picked it up. Could it be that this paper uses mathematical logic to prove the 4-color conjecture? He flicked the dust off the cover of the paper. It said, "Author, Liemo, Yanqing University." He felt that the name was very familiar, as if he had seen it in a magazine, but why couldn't he remember it? Jack patted his head. It was obviously very familiar, but why couldn't he remember it? Oh, this seems to be a Chinese name. The high school student who proved the collapse conjecture in the Mathematical Monthly seemed to be called this name. How did he get promoted to university so quickly? Jack was deeply impressed by Liemo, because the reviewer of the magazine, Princeton's Wilson, praised the high school student and wanted to invite him to study abroad in Princeton. But now it seems that Wilson, the old fox, has failed. Is this Liemo really a genius? Jack decided to review this paper carefully. There is no mistake in citing the theorem. There is no mistake in the mathematical logic. There is no mistake in the grammar. I don't understand. I don't understand. Before he knew it, a whole morning had passed. Apart from those parts that he couldn't understand, Jack didn't find a single mistake in the paper. The grammatical structure of the paper was concise and precise. He hadn't seen such a professional level of paper writing for a long time. It was hard to imagine that it was written by a college student. Sitting in Starbucks waiting for coffee, Jack always used to joke with the waitress at the bar. Today, his mind was full of the paper he had just read, and he was in no mood. The paper seemed to have a kind of magic. It quietly waited for you to find the mistakes in it, and then conquered you silently. Does this paper really prove the four-color conjecture? If there are no logical errors in the paper, it will shock the entire mathematical community. Jack, who was drinking coffee, became more and more excited. This was an opportunity that countless editors dreamed of. No, I want to show the paper to the editor-in-chief. If there are no mistakes in this paper, it will become a blockbuster. Jack had already made a decision. He threw the tip on the table and left in a hurry. When Jack pushed open the door of the editor-in-chief's office, the editor-in-chief, who was sitting in the boss chair, was worried about the quality of the papers to be published in the next issue of the magazine. So far, the papers sent by the editors have not been heavy enough to be on the cover, which means that the next issue of the magazine still lacks a finale paper. Editor-in-chief, please take a look at this paper. Jack spread the paper directly in front of the editor-in-chief. On the complete validity of the proposition, any map can make countries with a common border different colors using only 4 colors. John silently recited the title and immediately stood up from the chair. Is this the 4-color conjecture? How is this possible? The editor-in-chief immediately retorted. His reaction was exactly the same as when Jack first saw the paper. How is this impossible? Jack was very satisfied with the editor-in-chief's reaction. He smiled and said, so far, I haven't found any mistakes in this paper, not even a grammatical error. Do you know who the author of this paper is? Jack turned to the first page of the paper and pointed to the author column of the paper. The editor frowned and read, Liemo, Yenching University. The academic conduct of professors at Yenching University has always been excellent. Perhaps this paper is worth our attention. Jack, who was standing next to him, laughed and said, it's not Liemo, a professor at Yenching University, but Liemo, a student at Yenching University. Student? The editor showed a puzzled expression. Could a college student write such a paper? It was rare to see the editor confused. Jack said slowly, do you still remember the collapse conjecture? Liemo was the author of the paper that proved the collapse conjecture, but he was only a high school student at the time. The collapse conjecture. Is that true? Did that high school student prove the 4-color conjecture again? The editor finally understood who Liemo was, but he still found it hard to believe and said, this is too incredible. A student can solve 2 world problems in a row. We must believe that there are geniuses in the world, especially in our field of mathematics. There have been countless young geniuses. Jack pointed to his head and said, Srinivasa Ramanujan from India, who never received formal mathematical education, discovered the properties of highly composite numbers, the integer partitioning function and its asymptotes, and the Ramanujan theta function. If geniuses really exist in the world, then our mathematics community is full of geniuses. Many famous mathematicians achieved their results before the age of 35. Isn't this Liemo from Yenching University a genius? If there are no mistakes in this paper, it will be the most famous topic published in our magazine this year, and it will cause a storm in the mathematics community. Finally, Jack stared at the editor-in-chief and said slowly. The editor-in-chief pondered for a moment, picked up the paper on the table and said carefully, if there are no mistakes in this paper, then it will be the cover of our magazine next issue. So we must be cautious. Our American mathematics journal is the most authoritative magazine in the world, and authority means that no mistakes can be made. So you should personally send the paper to Princeton immediately and gather all our reviewing professors together to discuss this paper. Of course, I believe all mathematics professors will be interested in it. Chapter 37 Paper Review. Jack brought Liemo's paper to Princeton, which was different from the previous time, when he had to ask those old-fashioned professors to review it. This time, he deliberately leaked part of the relevant content of the paper before he left, and as a result, those old-fashioned professors called to see the paper as soon as possible. It felt good not to have to ask people everywhere. Jack looked at the small town of Princeton outside the car window. It was the first time he found that the scenery of this small town was still very unique. No wonder those old-fashioned professors were reluctant to leave. Ding. Ding. Jack turned on his mobile phone. Hello, Professor Smith. Yes, I'm in a taxi and will be at the college soon. Should I go directly to the large conference room of the Department of Mathematics? Okay. After hanging up the phone, Jack shook his head helplessly. These old-fashioned professors also have their anxious moments. Since he got off the plane, he has received 3 calls, all urging him outside the large conference room of the Department of Mathematics. Jack tidied his hair. This was the first time he faced so many old-fashioned professors alone. Thinking of his previous experiences, he was full of uneasiness. When he opened the door, he was greeted by several sharp eyes. Jack suppressed his inner uneasiness and walked forward to introduce himself. I'm Jack, the editor of the American Mathematics magazine. I invited you all here to review a paper. Don't talk so much nonsense. Hurry up and bring out the paper that claims to prove the 4-color conjecture for us to review. Professor Wilson said impatiently. I hope your magazine's preliminary review level will be improved this time. Don't waste our time with a paper full of errors like last time. Jack nodded awkwardly. He quickly distributed the photocopied paper. Before the distribution was finished, he heard an old professor exclaimed, "It turns out that mathematical logic is really used to prove the 4-color conjecture. This method is really incredible. So that's it, genius. It's really a genius idea." After distributing the paper, Jack quietly stood aside. He had completed more than half of his task. Now he could only wait for the results of the professor's discussion. Looking at the frowning and smiling expressions of these mathematics professors, even Professor Wilson, who just scolded him, was now carefully reading the paper. Jack knew that this paper was very promising. There was silence in the conference room. 6 Princeton mathematics professors were concentrating on reading the paper. 1 minute, 2 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. Jack felt that time was passing too slowly. Finally, the last professor put down the paper in his hand. Jack stepped forward and said, "Professors, are there any mistakes in this paper?" There was silence at the scene. Professor Wilson, "I didn't find any mistakes." Professor Smith, "No mistakes." Professor Wilson, who was in the lead, said solemnly, "We have now come to a very clear conclusion. That is, the 4-color conjecture has been proved in this paper, and the transformation used in this paper is really clever." He paused and asked, "Jack, may I know who is the author of this paper?" Jack said with difficulty, "Dear Professor Wilson, you know the rules of our magazine's paper review. That is, the author of the paper must not be disclosed. Please forgive me." Seeing Wilson's angry face, he was a little afraid of this professor who was known for his domineering and whispered, "The author of this paper is a very young foreign college student." It was not a foul if the name was not mentioned. Jack admired his own wit. Foreign college students? Professor Wilson's eyes lit up. "I want to see the sample issue of the magazine as soon as possible." Jack knew what Wilson was up to, but it had nothing to do with his mission. He smiled and said, "Of course, respected Professor Wilson, I will try to send you the sample issue as soon as possible." In the taxi, Jack could no longer contain his excitement and called the editor-in-chief. "Editor-in-chief, good news. The paper has passed the review. Let me tell you, you didn't see the faces of those old-fashioned people. They didn't find any mistakes in the paper." Okay, I'll come back as soon as possible. This is a big deal for our magazine. When a person is in a good mood, everything looks good to the eye. The annoying traffic jams in New York on weekdays did not disturb Jack's good mood. At this time, he saw a convertible sports car blocked on the side of the road, waved his hand and shouted, "Hi, beautiful girl, I'm Jack, can we meet?" The response he got was only a roll of the eyes. After pushing open the door of the magazine, the editor-in-chief came up and asked excitedly, "Jack, are you sure?" Jack waved the briefcase in his hand and said, "Look, it's all here, and there are signatures of 6 Princeton professors." The editor-in-chief was relieved immediately, and he said happily, "Well done, Jack, double bonus and vacation this month." Jack nodded, "Thank you, editor-in-chief. But there is one more thing I want you to do." The editor-in-chief seemed to remember something. "Contact the author of the paper and ask for a recent photo of him." When Jack heard the editor-in-chief asking for the author's photo, he knew that he wanted to use the paper as the cover, and nodded in agreement. Yenching University Liemo is still studying in the library. The more books he studies, the shallower his knowledge feels. The human beings on Earth are still only a level 1 civilization, and the knowledge they have is so rich. Then, is the knowledge of the Pajero people who are about to reach a level 5 civilization like the sea. No wonder the big-headed people in the grey fog mentioned knowledge indoctrination. If there is no other means to learn such a huge amount of knowledge, it will be a terrifying and difficult process. Lost in the books, he seemed to have forgotten the time. But, the phone vibrated. Liemo picked up the phone and found a new email in his email box. Dear author, hello, your paper is great, and we are going to publish it in the next issue of the magazine. We need a recent photo of you, preferably taken against a green screen background, and holding a magazine in your hand. Of course any magazine will do. Please reply as soon as possible with the photo as an attachment. Editor Jack, American Magazine Editing Agency. Liemo looked at the email from the American magazine and muttered in his heart, the paper is going to be published in the next issue of the magazine. This is great news, but why do you need my photo? He hadn't taken any photos recently, let alone photos with a green screen background. Photo studio? Liemo took out his mobile phone map to search. The nearest photo studio was more than 10 miles away, which was a waste of time. Maybe it would be a better idea to find someone to help. Where's Ionian? No, Liemo shook his head immediately. Where's Ionian was still at work, and not close to here. Class monitor. Liemo thought of another person. At this time, he realized that, although he had been in this university for more than 2 months, he had too few friends. Class monitor Aing Sasa is one of the few friends he can think of in this university. Chapter 38 Taking Photos. Liemo picked up his phone and sent a WeChat message. Hello, class monitor, is there a place on our campus where we can take green screen photos? Maybe Aing Sasa was playing with her phone, and the message was replied unusually quickly. It seems that there is no place on campus where we can take green screen photos. But I know a friend in the photography club. They have complete equipment there, and they should be able to take photos. I will ask for you. Sure enough, the class monitor still has a wide range of friends. Liemo looked at his phone and admired his wisdom. Ding. WeChat Aing Sasa, I have made an appointment for you. She is free now. Let's meet at the entrance of the second cafeteria. Received. Liemo replied quickly. It was not yet lunchtime, and there were few pedestrians at the entrance of the cafeteria. Liemo saw from a distance that Aing Sasa had a ponytail today and wore a pair of tight jeans. She looked very chic. Class monitor, thank you. He thanked first. Aing Sasa used her fingers to fiddle with her hair and asked, what do you use the photos with green screen backgrounds for? Liemo shook his head and said, I don't know. Do you remember that I was sending a courier when we met last time? I remember. What's wrong? Aing Sasa was a little skeptical about Liemo's ability to express himself. Today, the editor of that magazine sent me an email saying that my paper is going to be published. A recent photo of me is needed, preferably in front of a green screen. Liemo tried his best to repeat the original words in the email. Foreign magazine? Aing Sasa thought Liemo was joking. Yes, the American Journal of Mathematics. Liemo nodded and said, American magazine. The most authoritative American magazine in the world. Aing Sasa widened her eyes and covered her mouth and said, to publish your paper. This is incredible. Liemo saw that Aing Sasa was very surprised, so he had to explain. I just received the email today. Maybe Professor Wu's recommendation worked. Professor Wu? The Professor Wu in our mathematics department? Aing Sasa felt that his heart was about to jump out. It is difficult for undergraduates to publish a paper. The paper of this big boy in front of him can be published in the American Journal of Mathematics. This is what many well-known mathematicians dream of. And Professor Wu, that is the leader of the mathematics department of Yanda University. He has long stopped teaching undergraduates, but he actually recommended him. Aren't we studying in the same university? Or are all the auditors in universities so fierce now? Aing Sasa looked carefully at the big boy in front of him, who was wearing a white shirt, had simple short hair, and smiled a little shyly. He sighed in his heart. We are both students of the Department of Mathematics of Yan University, and the best among college students in the country. How can others be so outstanding? Liemo noticed that Aing Sasa was staring at him. touched his nose awkwardly, and asked in a low voice, "Class monitor? Ah, what?" Aang Sasa, who was awakened, felt that her face was a little hot, and said to cover it up, "Let's go. The senior sister of the photography club is still waiting for us." In the corner of the third floor of the student activity center, Aang Sasa pushed open an inconspicuous small door. "Sasa is here. I've been waiting for you for a long time. This is the classmate who wants to take pictures." A girl in a light green t-shirt saw them coming and greeted them. "Senior Zhang, this is our classmate Liemo. This is a senior sister, also a great photographer, Zhang Lily." "What great photographer? It's just a hobby." "Classmate Li, what kind of photos do you want to take? Can you tell me in detail?" It seems that this photographer Zhang is quite resolute. Liemo thought for a while and said, "Similar to ID photos, but they have to be taken in front of a green screen, and I need to hold a magazine in my hand." "That's simple, but your request is not to take photos that need post-production." Zhang Lily felt that shooting in front of a green screen was just for the convenience of post-production. Liemo shook his head. He was also confused about the magazine's photo requirements. At this time, Aang Sasa pulled the photographer Zhang Lily over and whispered in her ear. Zhang Lily's face slowly showed a surprised expression. "Really? Foreign magazine cover? Keep your voice down. I'm just guessing. Does the American Journal of Mathematics know?" Aang Sasa said in a low voice. Zhang Lily shook her head and asked, "Is it famous? One of the most authoritative mathematics magazines in the world. Do you think it is famous?" Aang Sasa rolled her eyes at her. She didn't even know about the American Journal of Mathematics. It was really like a mountain between two different fields. Zhang Lily suddenly jumped for joy and said loudly, "So the photos I took can be on the cover of a world-class magazine and can be seen by thousands of people. Keep your voice down. Why are you so excited? I won't give you the copyright." Now Aang Sasa felt a little regretful for telling her so much. The performance of this senior sister in front of her seemed a little stupid. "That's also a photo I took. This may be my big chance." Zhang Lily was still immersed in excitement. "Yes, I want to take a perfect photo and let those foreigners see it." After saying that, she opened a cabinet next to her, and there was a password box inside. Zhang Lily carefully opened the password box, took out a huge camera from it, and wiped it carefully. She asked the two people who were stunned by her actions next to her, "Do you know how much this camera is worth?" The stunners shook their heads. "It's worth hundreds of thousands. It's our president's treasure," she said, offering a treasure. "If you're poor, you play with cars. If you're rich, you'll have to look good. Photography will make you poor for 3 generations. I once ate steamed bread for half a month to buy a lens. There's actually a camera worth hundreds of thousands. The photos taken with a mobile phone are actually very clear." Liemo shook his head as he looked at the president's treasure. He really couldn't understand it. The head is a little tilted. "Start over. Why is there no smile? Start over. Smile a little lighter. Start over. Put your hands down a little. Start over." Finally, Zhang Lily was satisfied with the photos in the camera, and she copied them out. "Hey, classmate Li, when you are communicating with that foreign editor, please mention that this photo was taken by Zhang Lily from China, okay?" Liemo nodded. It took him 5 hours to take a photo. If he had known it was such a waste of time, he might as well have gone directly to a photo studio outside. "Class monitor, thank you." Liemo felt that he had wasted too much of Aang Sasa's time. Aang Sasa shook her head and said, "It's okay. Are you going back to the dormitory now?" "No, I have to go to the library now. Bye." After that, Liemo picked up his school bag and left. "Bye." Aang Sasa looked at the figure of the boy in the sunset and thought, is this the life of a top student? Chapter 39 Dimensional Collapse. 5 days had passed since the photo was sent to the magazine via email, and the task was still not completed. Liemo could not hold back his temper. "Ding dong. Your new task has been completed. Ding dong. Your new task has been completed." He finally waited for the long-awaited moment. Pajero, Pajero. The grey fog was filled, and a pink learning machine with 2 rabbit ears appeared. Liemo now thought that these rabbit ears were actually a bit cute, perhaps because he had not seen them for too long. 1. Mathematics level 3. 6700/10,000. 2. Physics level. 0. 0 hundredths. 3. Chemistry level. 0. 0 hundredths. 4. Biology level. 0. 0 hundredths. 5. Intelligence level. To current available points. 10,000 task. Keep up the good work, young man. Completion progress. 100% reward. 10,000 subject experience points, already issued, 1 ordinary lottery. Because an unsolved problem was solved, the intelligence in the system was upgraded to another level. Lottery. Lucky draw. Lucky draw. Lucky draw. Liemo has been looking forward to it for too long. Lucky draw wheel prizes. 1. A planet with number 9,827,166,856. 2. A space transport ship. 3. An interstellar probe. 4. A brand new quantum computer. 5. A set of simple satellite instant communication intelligent operating system, including source code and instructions. Note, level 3 carbon-based civilization product. 6. A can of energy coffee. It must be energy coffee again. Liemo is already aware of the system's stingy nature. Turning the big turntable, he didn't stare at the rotating pointer, but was thinking about what questions to ask later. Congratulations on winning a set of simple satellite instant communication intelligent operating system. Where is my energy coffee? What is a simple satellite instant communication intelligent operating system? Liemo's heart was filled with countless question marks. A white USB flash drive appeared in the grey fog. There was still no label on the USB flash drive, not even a socket cap. He looked at the simple USB flash drive in his hand, and he admired the system's stinginess even more. I want to ask a question. Liemo felt that, if there was any fun in this learning system, it was this questioning session. Every time he listened to the big-headed Pajero man telling the history of the Pajero man, he felt that he was already on the Pajero planet hundreds of thousands of light years away, fighting against the huge yellow beast and the terrifying death ray planet. Please ask your question. The big-headed Pajero man slowly appeared in the grey fog. The question I want to ask is, how did you appear in my brain? Liemo felt that there were too many things he didn't understand. The big-headed Pajero man in the grey fog was silent for a moment and said in a requesting tone, before answering your question, I will make one thing clear. That is, there is a gap between the languages of advanced civilizations and low-level civilizations. Some things or phenomena of advanced civilizations are difficult to describe in the language of your low-level civilization. So when I answer your question, I will use some close or similar words to replace those things that cannot be described. Inaccurate expressions are inevitable, and this is not my intentional misleading. Liemo lowered his head and pondered for a moment. He felt that the words of the big-headed Pajero man made some sense. Just like if a human on Earth were to tell an ant about an airplane in the sky, how would they tell it? They could only tell the ant that there was an ant with wings in the sky. He nodded and said, I agree. Your behavior is not an intentional deception and does not violate the general principles of the law of cosmic civilization. After the great event that shocked the nebula, we Pajero people found ourselves in an awkward situation. We were kidnapped by a weak carbon-based civilization. It seems that the Pajero people still have resentment about being kidnapped. The Pajero planet is more than 100,000 light years away from the Earth. Even if we use a superluminal spacecraft to travel at 100 times the speed of light, it will take more than 1,000 years. 1,000 years is really too long. The lifespan of individuals in your civilization simply cannot wait that long. The big-headed Pajero man shook his head and said, the universe is so vast, and the lifespan of us carbon-based creatures is so small on the scale of the universe. At this time, the scientists at Pajero thought of the dimensional breakthrough experiment they had just done. In the experiment, we two-dimensionalized a satellite in space. The two-dimensionalized satellite still maintained the characteristics of quantum wave transmission. This discovery allowed us to explore the edge of two-dimensionalization. The two-dimensionalization of matter does not annihilate the quantum wave properties of matter. Most of the space in the universe we can see now is three-dimensional. It is said that when the universe was just born, there was a colorful 10-dimensional space. What a beautiful era that was. The big-headed Pajero man's tone was full of yearning. So we came up with an idea, which is to choose a Pajero to be two-dimensionalized. Then use the interface shuttle technology to cross the dimension interface and come to Earth. Of course, there are many complex technological steps involved, which I cannot express in the human language of Earth. At this time, the big-headed Pajero suddenly became depressed, and he said in an almost inaudible voice, "The two-dimensional Pajero is me. The essence of my existence in your brain is actually just a two-dimensional projection, or to be precise, an infinitely small point, so you don't have to worry about me causing any damage to your brain." The big-headed Pajero seemed to see Liamo's concerns. It turned out that the Pajero in the grey fog in front of him was a two-dimensional creature. "Then is it possible for you to be three-dimensionalized?" Liamo asked curiously. The big-headed Pajero shook his head and said, "It's impossible. According to the basic laws of the universe, dimensions can only curl up from high dimensions to low dimensions, and low dimensions can never return to high dimensions. But everything is possible in this wonderful universe. Who can imagine that a human being would kidnap our Pajero civilization?" The big-headed Pajero's mood suddenly improved. "It seems that these aliens are very optimistic. How can you survive in a cruel universe without being optimistic?" Liamo checked his attributes. 1. Mathematics level. 3. 6700/10,000. 2. Physics level. 0. 0 hundredths. 3. Chemistry level. 0. 0 hundredths. 4. Biology level. 0. 0 hundredths. 5. Intelligence level. To current available points. 10,800 add all to mathematics 1. Mathematics level. 4. 7,500/50,000. 2. Physics level. 0. 0 hundredths. 3. Chemistry level. 0. 0 hundredths. 4. Biology level. 0. 0 hundredths. 5. Intelligence level. To currently available points. 0 subject upgrade reward, energy coffee asterisk 10 new task released, be a famous person, boy. Task introduction, fame is also part of strength. Task requirements. 100,000 people worldwide know you. Task time limit. 30 days task reward. 20,000 points, randomly drawn once. Chapter 40 Instant Messaging Intelligent Operating System Development Tools. Your math subject has been upgraded from level 3 to level 4, and you have a new opportunity to ask questions. A voice came from the grey fog. Since knowing that the figure in the grey fog was actually a two-dimensional projection of the Peroge people, Liamo's fear of the big-headed aliens has faded a little, and he has more sympathy. "I want to know what the Inspirer means." Liamo remembered that the last time he saw the old man in the basement of the library, the Pajero people called him the Inspirer. The big-headed Pajero in the grey fog may not have expected Liamo to ask this question. After a moment of hesitation, he replied, "The Inspirer is the name of a profession in our Pajero civilization. This story started a long time ago, when the Peroge people were still enslaved by the Gilu beast." The big-headed Pajero began to talk about history again, which was also Liamo's favorite story. The spark of wisdom began to burst out in the minds of the Pajeros. Some Pajeros gradually became wise, and they were ready to fight against the enslavement of the Goody beast. However, there were not many Pajeros with wisdom. Most people were still in a daze, and were satisfied with the life of slavery. So our first resistance was easily suppressed by the Goody beast. At that time, as many as tens of thousands of Pajeros were used as snacks by the Goody beast. A single spark can start a prairie fire. Some of the Pajeros who burst out with sparks of wisdom escaped the disaster. They found that some Pajeros had the talent to inspire the wisdom of others, so they called these people Inspirers. Inspirers can slowly inspire the wisdom of some Pajeros who are in a daze, so they selected a large number of Inspirers to continuously inspire the wisdom of other Pajeros. With the defeat of the Goody beast, we Pajeros have evolved to the stage where we are born with wisdom, and the profession of Inspirer has slowly disappeared. The big-headed Pajero paused. Liamo thought he had finished speaking, so he asked, "So do you still have Inspirers now?" Big Head didn't answer him and continued to speak slowly. As the Pajero civilization developed to the peak of the first level civilization, due to the lack of microscopic observation methods, scientists were horrified to find that they could no longer make any progress in science, and our technology seemed to be locked up. At that time, many Pajero people claimed that science was dead. More than 1,000 years passed, and the Pajero civilization did not move forward, and society was facing collapse. At this time, an 11-year-old Pajero boy turned out to be born. Relying on his own fantasy, he wrote a grand unified formula that unified the micro and macro. From then on, he unlocked the technological locks that bound us for thousands of years. The 11-year-old boy later became the most famous scientist on our planet, and his statues are all over the galaxy. What does this have to do with the Inspirer? Liemo felt a little strange. There was no Inspirer in this story. The big-headed Pajero said with a smile. This genius boy has an illiterate teacher, who is said to be the Inspirer. Later, our Pajero scientists summed up the characteristics of the Inspirer. That is, the wisdom of the Inspirer is not necessarily very high, and they do not need a lot of knowledge, but sometimes their simple words can make scientists facing difficult problems suddenly enlightened. Okay, I have answered your question about the Inspirer, and I hope you will not be superstitious about the legend of the Inspirer. After all, it may just be a coincidence. After that, the grey fog dissipated, leaving Liemo sitting there with a confused face. Coincidence? This damn Pajero told so many stories about the Inspirer that made me want to go to the library to become a disciple immediately, and finally said that it might just be a coincidence, which is too hateful. Liemo felt that he was teased by the big-headed Pajero. Playing with the USB flash drive in his hand, Liemo remembered that the USB flash drive contained the reward he got this time, the simple satellite instant communication intelligent operating system. He inserted the USB drive into the computer, and a few lines of text popped up on the screen. Welcome to the Simple Satellite Instant Messaging Intelligent Operating System Development Toolkit. This product is produced by the Pajero Academy of Planet 162,126 in the Andromeda Galaxy. This product has been certified by IQ 2200. Please feel free to use it. Friendly reminder, users who have not recharged can only use the recommended mode. If you recharge 19,999 star coins, you will have full functions. Main interface design system, camera system, battery management system, signal processing system, intelligent voice system, fingerprint recognition system, app management system, security protection system. However, the colors of these options are gray, which means that they cannot be clicked at all. In the main interface, there is only one intelligent recommendation option flashing blue light. If you don't recharge, you can't customize it. Why does it smell like a routine? But what is star coin? Liemo gently clicked on intelligent recommendation with his mouse. A warning window popped up on the interface. Cannot find the system carrier. Please connect the system carrier and the computer by data transmission. Is the system carrier a mobile phone? Does this mean that the mobile phone needs to be connected to the computer with a USB cable? Liemo took out his mobile phone and connected it to the computer with a data cable. The interface changed and a new prompt box appeared. Do not interrupt data transmission while reading system carrier hardware information. System carrier hardware reading completed. Please retrieve carrier hardware. Do not interrupt operation. While system encoding, a progress bar appeared below, showing a progress of 0.00001% and an estimated completion time of 120 hours. This turned out to be a mobile phone system development tool. Can this tool be used to generate a mobile phone system? Liemo was full of expectations. Ding. Ding, the phone rang. Liemo picked up the phone. It was a call from Professor Wu. Professor Wu, hello, what's the matter? Liemo was always full of admiration for Professor Wu. Liemo, your paper was published? Professor Wu's excited voice came from the other end of the phone. It seems so. I received an email from the editor of the American Journal of Mathematics, but I haven't received the sample issue yet. Liemo was a little puzzled as to how Professor Wu knew about it. Professor Wu's voice came from the other end. Don't worry about the sample issue. Come to the mathematics department meeting room immediately. There are official reporters interviewing. Liemo hung up the phone in a daze. He couldn't figure out what the paper had to do with the reporter. However, hearing Professor Wu's tone on the phone seemed very anxious. He changed into a clean set of clothes and prepared to go to the meeting room. Liemo, classmate, are you Liemo? As soon as he walked out of the dormitory door, Liemo was forced to take 2 steps back by several microphones. Student Liemo, I heard that you solved the 4-color conjecture, is that right? Student Liemo, I heard that you were on the cover of the American Journal of Mathematics, is that right? Student Liemo, I heard that you are only 17 years old, is that right? Student Liemo, I heard that you don't have a girlfriend, is that right? Liemo only realized that he had been surrounded by a group of reporters. He shouted, please make way, I still have things to do. Chapter 41, Imprisonment of Thought. Get out of the way, Building 6 is my territory. If you want to interview here, have you ask me, who are Daphne? A roar came from behind the reporters, causing the crowd to move away. The dormitory manager was seen holding a broom and yelling. At this time, a pair of white and slender hands passed through the crowd, took Liemo's hand and ran away. Liemo looked in the direction of the slender hands. It turned out to be Aing Sasa. She looked back at him with smiling eyes while running. The two finally got rid of the reporter's blockade. The two hid in a small corner, panting and smiling at each other. Aing Sasa found that they were still holding hands. A blush appeared on her face, and she shook off Liemo's hand. Liemo thought Aing Sasa was a little strange and asked, are you okay? Thank you for what happened just now. Aing Sasa panted, adjusted her clothes with her hands and said, you're welcome. Why are those reporters surrounding you? I don't know either. It seems to be about that paper. The paper has been published. Liemo also looked confused when he mentioned what happened just now. What topic did you choose for your paper? Aing Sasa asked curiously when she mentioned the paper. I proved the 4-color conjecture in my paper. Liemo answered honestly. 4-color conjecture. Aing Sasa's eyes widened. She now knew why those reporters came, and the big boy in front of her didn't know that he had attracted everyone's attention. Liemo felt that he had delayed too long. He looked at Aing Sasa and said, are you okay? If you are okay, I will leave first. Professor Wu is still waiting for me. If you are okay, go quickly. Don't keep Professor Wu waiting for a long time. Aing Sasa said a little stutteringly. Liemo looked at her again before turning away. He always felt that this female monitor who was usually vigorous and resolute was a little strange today, but he had things to do now and couldn't care so much. He walked in the corridor of the mathematics department office building, and teachers kept poking their heads out of their offices. Hello, Teacher Zhao. Hello, Teacher Wang. Hello, Teacher Guo. These teachers are too strange today, Liemo thought as he walked. Liemo, coming quickly. What took you so long? Professor Wu called him at the door of the conference room. Just now, I met a group of reporters at the door of the dormitory, which delayed me a little. Liemo said embarrassedly. Now it is really the information age, and the speed of news dissemination is really too fast. Professor Wu sighed and let Liemo into the conference room. The camera had already been set up in the conference room, and a reporter wearing a CTV uniform came up with a microphone. Don't worry, Liemo will definitely meet your interview needs. Professor Wu waved his hand and led Liemo to the podium. Professor Wu stood on the podium, cleared his throat, and said with a smile, hello, dear journalist friends. I know that everyone is here to interview Liemo, so I won't waste time. Professor Wu paused here, looked around at the reporters around him, and said seriously, since Liemo is still a student, I hope that all journalist friends will not ask questions involving personal privacy. After that, he clapped his hands and signaled the interview to begin. Hello, Liemo, I'm a reporter from Yenching TV. My question is, did you really prove the 4-color conjecture by yourself? A male reporter with a bad face asked first. Liemo smiled and said, of course I proved the 4-color conjecture by myself. If someone else had proved it, I would find it hard to imagine that person would give up the opportunity to publish it. Liemo, I'm a reporter from the Education Daily. Some foreign media say that the 4-color conjecture is one of the 3 major conjectures of the new century. Does your proof of the four-color conjecture mean that you have walked at the forefront of mathematics? Another female reporter came up. Liemo replied seriously, first of all, we must make a point clear. There is no distinction between high and low mathematical problems. They are all the crystallization of human wisdom. Although I was lucky enough to prove the four-color conjecture, that was based on the shoulders of my predecessors. For me, I feel that I still have a long way to go to reach the forefront of the world. Professor Wu watched Liemo smiling and dealing with reporters, nodding his head continuously. Not impatient, not arrogant, and a good face. Student Liemo, I'm a reporter from CTV. What is the biggest difficulty you encountered in proving the conjecture? A young reporter in a CTV uniform asked his question. Liemo pondered for a moment and said, the biggest difficulty I encountered in solving the problem is the confinement of thinking. Everything in the world has inertia. Cars have inertia, meteors have inertia, airplanes have inertia, and all objects with mass have inertia. Unfortunately, human thinking also has inertia. The inertia of thinking will confine your mind and make you lost in the maze of solving the problem. When the reporters around heard Liemo's speech about the inertia of thinking, their eyes lit up, and they took out their pens to record it. At this time, a female reporter in fashionable clothes walked forward and asked, Student Liemo, you seem to be only 17 years old. Does that mean there are geniuses in this world? I don't know whether I'm a genius or not, but I know that I spend the rest of my time studying in the library except for classes, eating, and sleeping every day. Liemo answered honestly. Student Liemo, I heard that you have solved a world-class problem, the collapse conjecture, right? A reporter raised his hand and asked. Liemo nodded and said, that was my work when I was in the first year of high school. I heard that Princeton invited you to study abroad but you refused. Is that true? Finally, every reporter got an answer. That was enough for them to report back, and Professor Wu announced the end of the press conference. Professor Wu took Liemo to his office, closed the door, and took out a bag of tea from the cabinet. Try it. This is a gift from an old friend. As he said that, he took 2 white porcelain cups and poured water into the cups. The tea leaves were like green snails, spinning and sinking rapidly, tender green and translucent, and the posture was extremely moving. Professor Wu tasted the tea and asked with a smile, how do you feel? It feels. The fragrance is refreshing and refreshing. After the tea enters my stomach, my mouth still feels sweet. I haven't tasted good tea, so I don't know how to evaluate it. Liemo said as he looked at the green tea in the cup. Professor Wu said with a smile, who asked you this? I was talking about the press conference. Liemo was a little embarrassed, picked up the water cup and said, it's okay, I always answer truthfully. Looking at Liemo's calm look, Professor Wu sighed, thought for a while and said, how about this? Don't go back to the dormitory for the next few days. I will help you find a place to live for a few days. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42 Hot Search. Ding ding. We chat on the phone. Fatty, Mosey, where have you been? Our dormitory is about to be occupied by reporters. Ding ding. We chat on the phone. Eyeing Sasa, Liemo, has your paper been published? A leader in the department has asked for leave for you. Ding ding. We chat on the phone. Where's Ionian? Genius, I'm convinced. From now on, I will call you Brother Mo. Liemo turned on his phone and received many WeChat messages at once. He stood in front of the window, looking at the dots of light in the darkness. Professor Wu helped him find this hotel on campus that specializes in hosting visiting scholars and told the front desk to keep his check-in information confidential. Liver books I couldn't read anymore. After reading 2 books, it seemed that my world had changed drastically in one day. Ding ding. Eyeing Sasa, Liemo, take a look at the news headlines. Liemo opened the news app on his phone. Chinese college students solved the four-color conjecture, one of the 3 major mathematical problems of the new century. This title is quite standard. Shocking. Mysterious Chinese teenager shocked Americans. Has this author ever worked in the shock department? 17-year-old university student. How did a genius boy become one? Why does it sound a bit like a marketing account? The story that I have to tell with a 17-year-old genius. That night, Liam blushed immediately. To be honest, if he didn't know the details, even he himself wanted to click in to take a look. Opening the news hot search data, Liam plus 4-color conjecture has risen to the 10th place in the hot search list. Ding. The phone rang. Hello, Teacher Wang. Yes, it's me on the news. Yes, yes, goodbye. Ding. The phone rang. Dacian. Yes, it's me on the news. No need to flatter me. Goodbye. Ding. The phone rang. Fatty, it's me on the news. I won't go back to the dormitory tonight. Goodbye. Ding. The phone rang. It's me on the news. Oh, sorry, I don't apply for a credit card. Goodbye. Liam held the slightly hot phone, looked at the constant incoming calls, swiped his finger, and turned on the flight mode. The world was suddenly quiet. In the family compound of Mengcheng Iron and Steel Plant, Liam's mother was preparing dinner. She was in a good mood today. She went to see the house awarded to Liam by the Municipal Education Bureau during the day. Although the building is still under construction, it can be seen that it will be a place with beautiful environment in the future. Humming songs and cooking. There was a sound of unlocking the door outside. Could it be a thief? Liam's mother turned off the fire on the gas stove, picked up the rolling pin on the chopping board, and tiptoed to the door of the living room. A black figure pushed the door open silently and sneaked in. Liam's mother raised the rolling pin and shouted, "Ah," and rushed up with her eyes closed. She only felt that the rolling pin in her hand was firmly held by a pair of big hands. "What are you doing? It's so dark. Why don't you turn on the light?" A familiar voice came. Liam's mother opened her eyes and found that Liam's father was holding the rolling pin tightly in his hand, looking at her with confusion. She suddenly felt wronged and punched Liam's father with her fist. "Aren't you on the night shift today? Why did you get off work so early without telling me?" Liam's father smiled while receiving the massage and said, "Look at your courage. I haven't seen you so timid when Liam is at home. By the way, I was originally going to work the night shift. Manager Chen Shuxian's father, asked me to come back to watch TV and said that I gave birth to a good son." Liam's father was also confused. "What do you think he meant? He asked you to come back to watch TV during working hours? Did you make any mistakes?" Liam's father shook his head and said, "Impossible. Don't you know me? Who in the whole factory has better skills than me? The apprentices I taught can all go to other factories to become senior technicians. Forget it. If you can't figure it out, don't think about it. I'll watch TV and you go to cook." Liam's father decided to follow the instructions of his leader and sat on the sofa to turn on the TV. Since Liam went to Yenching University to study, the couple watched Yenching channel every day. It is 6:30 in the evening, the time for the news program. The female host on TV is introducing the main content of the program. Suddenly, a colleague seemed to pass her a note. She took the note, adjusted her tone and reported, "The latest news is that Liam, a freshman at Yenching University in our city, has proved the 4-color conjecture, one of the 3 major mathematical problems of the new century." The TV screen was also accompanied by a cover picture of the American Journal of Mathematics. "Isn't this my son?" Liam's father shouted. "Mom, come and see, my son is on TV." Liam's mother wiped her hands and came out of the kitchen, staring at the TV carefully. The young student on TV was really their son. The female host on TV introduced the 3 major mathematical conjectures in the world, namely Fermat's conjecture, the 4-color conjecture and the Goldbach conjecture, have troubled countless generations of mathematicians for many years. In 1995, British mathematician Andrew Wiles announced that he had proved Fermat's last theorem, and today Liam proved the 4-color conjecture. He is our pride. Then, the program played the footage of Liam being interviewed. "The biggest difficulty I encountered in the process of solving the problem is the confinement of thinking. Everything in the world has inertia. Cars have inertia, meteors have inertia, airplanes have inertia, and all objects with mass have inertia. Unfortunately, human thinking also has inertia. The inertia of thinking will confine your mind and make you lost in the maze of problem solving. It really is his son, so he quickly called Liemo. Liemo's mother, who reacted, picked up the phone and dialed Liemo's number. "Sorry, the number you dialed is powered off. Please call again later." "Sorry, the subscriber you dialed is powered off. It's powered off. Is there something wrong?" Liemo's mother looked up at Leoli. "It's okay. Maybe he's very busy today. Many people called him." Liemo's father knew that Liemo must be very busy at this time, so he comforted him. School Hotel Liemo was reading a book called Principles of Computer Programming. Since he won a smartphone operating system from a level 3 civilization in the system lottery, he began to focus on the accumulation of knowledge in informatics. There are currently two main types of popular mobile phone operating systems on the market. One is the Fruit operating system, which is developed by the Fruit company and is mainly installed on the Fruit phones produced by the Fruit company itself. The other is the Anso operating system, which is an open source system produced by the GUG company and is mainly installed on a large number of desk phones at home and abroad. Both of these mobile phone systems are produced by the United States across the ocean. It is a pity that China, a big country with 1.3 billion mobile phone users, does not have its own mobile phone operating system. Chapter 43 Weihua Company. Ding ding. Liemo picked up his mobile phone in a daze, only to find that it was not his own mobile phone that rang, but the hotel's internal phone. "Liemo, why did you turn off your mobile phone?" Professor Wu's high-pitched voice came from the phone. Liemo rubbed his eyes and said, "There were too many calls last night. I wanted to read a book, so I turned on the flight mode of my mobile phone. You, hurry up and eat. There is a commendation ceremony in the school auditorium today." Professor Wu urged on the phone. Liemo thought about it and asked hesitantly, "Can I not attend the commendation ceremony? I still want to read a book." "Not attending? It's okay. The school's 500,000 bonus can be saved, and I can give more benefits during the new year." Professor Wu on the other side of the phone was a little amused by Liemo's incompatibility with the world. 500,000 bonus? Really? You should have said it earlier. I have prepared the speech. Liemo's excited heart almost jumped out. He stayed in the library every day and felt that the gap between him and his roommates was getting bigger and bigger. He wanted to move out and rent a house a long time ago, but unfortunately he didn't have the money. Hearing that the school would reward 500,000, Liemo almost jumped for joy. In the school auditorium, Liemo, with a stiff smile on his face, looked at the huge 500,000 check in his hand and felt that he had sacrificed himself for money. Fortunately, the commendation meeting was finally over. Seeing the leaders next to him leave one after another, he also carried his school bag and prepared to sneak to the library. "Don't go yet, I'll take you to see someone." Professor Wu's voice came from behind. "Who? Can I not go? I haven't finished reading a book today." Liemo felt that his time was wasted. Professor Wu said with a fierce face, "No, I'm taking you to see Mr. Ren of Weihua Mobile Phone Company. Weihua Company provides us with huge sponsorship every year. Many of your seniors also work at Weihua Mobile Phone Company. Don't think that I'm greedy for the sponsorship of Weihua Mobile Phone Company. There are not many people in this world who deserve my admiration, and Mr. Ren of Weihua Mobile Phone Company is one of them. It is rare to build a huge high-tech company from scratch. What is more valuable is that Weihua Mobile Phone Company has always adhered to the independent and original spirit, which is rare in domestic enterprises." Liemo knew that Weihua Mobile Phone Company was one of the few high-tech enterprises in China that insisted on self-research and development. The Weihua mobile phones they produced have already occupied a place in the global market. The mobile phone he bought before going to college was also a Changman 30 produced by Weihua Company. In the school reception room, Liemo looked at the two 70-year-old men in front of him communicating like lovely children. He had a new understanding of the friendship between the two men. "Do you know that every customer who uses Banana Mobile to recharge will be charged a 30% tax by Banana Company?" Professor Wu smiled and said, "Let's not talk about this. I know you are under a lot of pressure recently. Come, let me introduce you to a classmate from our mathematics department." He pointed at Liemo. "This is the prover of the four-color conjecture that has been hotly debated in the news recently, a 17-year-old boy, a freshman." "Liemo, Ren, the general manager of WeHa, looked at the slightly immature boy in detail. Professor Wu introduced again. Liemo, this is my old friend I just told you about, Ren, the general manager of WeHa. Hello, Ren. Liemo always felt that Ren's eyes could penetrate a person's soul, and he could see all the secrets hidden in his heart. Okay. Although I studied engineering, I also know that the three major problems are the crystallization of human wisdom. It is true that heroes emerge from young people. Ren nodded and said, this student Liemo solved the collapse conjecture in high school, which is also a world-class problem. Professor Wu pointed at Liemo and said, it seems that he highly respects his students. This time, President Ren stood up, slowly walked around Liemo, and said seriously, being able to solve a difficult mathematical problem may be just luck, but solving two in a row, that is a genius. He slowly stopped, frowned and thought for a while and said, Student Liemo, are you willing to join our WeHa mobile phone company? WeHa mobile phone company is willing to offer you an annual salary of 1 million to invite you to join. Liemo opened his mouth slightly with a surprised expression. I'm just a student in the Department of Mathematics. It seems that I don't have much effect on WeHa mobile phone company. President Ren shook his head self-deprecatingly and said, it seems that our students' popular science work is not done well enough. You also know that our WeHa mobile phone company is preparing to develop a mobile phone system of its own. This requires a large number of elite programming talents. Chinese people now have a misunderstanding and simply describe programming as writing programs. In fact, the most difficult part of programming is the implementation of algorithms, and algorithms require advanced mathematical knowledge. For example, you all know that I studied architecture. Programmers who know how to program are just workers who build houses, while programmers who know algorithms are engineers who design houses. Currently, we are not short of workers at WeHa, but engineers. I, Ren, think I have many shortcomings in my life, but if I have to say that I have one advantage, it is that I cherish talents. Come to WeHa, and you will not be treated unfairly by welfare benefits. The sun slanted in from the window and fell on Mr. Ren's resolute face like an oil painting. Liemo shook his head firmly this time. I still have a lot of books to read. Professor Wu next to him was sad and happy when he saw his old friend's attempt to poach people was frustrated. He was happy that his good seedling was not poached, but sad that this good seedling looked like a nerd, no matter how he looked at it. Seeing that he failed to poach people, Mr. Ren nodded and said, this is my private number. If you change your mind, the door of WeHa company will always be open to you. WeHa mobile phone company is now researching mobile phone chips and creating a new mobile phone system. They can make hundreds of times the profit by selling a small chip to them in China. The profit from a set of software can equal the export of tens of millions of garments. Now is the life and death moment of WeHa mobile phone company. We need a large number of outstanding talents, so please believe in my sincerity. Thank you. Liemo deeply felt the difficult situation of WeHa company and the perseverance of the old man in front of him. But his desire for money is not so strong. Since the endless void mysteriously connected him with the Andromeda Pajero people, the mysterious unknown of the infinite starry sky has been beckoning to him. He carries the expectations of countless Pajero people. Only by continuously completing the tasks of the learning assistance system and leading mankind across the threshold of level 2 civilization can the Pajero people who have suffered all kinds of hardships be saved. Chapter 44 Entering a House. The new century is an era of rapid information dissemination, but also an era of forgetfulness. A hot event will quickly cool down at the speed of a cliff after more than 3 days. The four colors conjecture on the internet hot search list has long been replaced by a certain male star cheated late at night, and reporters have long disappeared from the campus. Liemo turned on his mobile phone, and countless messages came in. Eyeing Sasa, Liemo, why didn't you come to class today? Fatty, why is your computer in the dormitory not turned off? Is it running any program? It's so noisy. Counselor, Student Liemo, the department has asked for 7 days of leave for you. Mom, your dad and I saw you on TV. Call me back when you have time. He remembered that he hadn't told his family yet. Thinking of Mengcheng far away, Liemo felt a sour feeling in his heart. Mother, why can't I get through your phone these days? I saw you solve some problems on TV, right? The concerned voice of his mother came from the phone. Yes, I have a paper published in a foreign magazine. The department held a commendation meeting and gave me a bonus. Liam concealed the amount of 500,000 yuan because he was afraid that his mother would be scared. That's good. Your father and I thought something happened. The weather is getting colder. You should wear more clothes. After hanging up the phone, Liam sat blankly on the bedside of the hotel. The loving mother's hands thread the wandering son's clothes. Although they have fewer and fewer common topics, the strong family affection is unforgettable. Hello, I want to check out. Please calculate the total room fee. Liam came to the front desk of the hotel with his school bag on his back. The front desk lady smiled and said, "Sir, there is no need to settle the room fee. The room you are staying in is a private room of the school." Liam touched his nose. He didn't expect there was such a benefit. He sneaked into the dormitory quietly. Fortunately, Fatty and the others went to class. Fortunately, they didn't shut down the computer. Liam turned on the screen, and the big words on the desktop almost made him vomit blood. Insufficient memory. This program has stopped running. This computer was a second-hand computer he bought from a senior brother for 1,000 yuan 2 months ago. He usually only used it to check some literature. He didn't care about the configuration of the computer. Now that I think about it, the configuration of the computer is probably not high. Liam clicked my computer to check properties. CPU, Core i3 memory, 4G graphics card, none. It seems that a high configuration computer is needed to run this simple satellite instant communication intelligent operating system development tool. Living in the hotel for a few days, Liam felt the efficiency of reading when he was alone. Looking at the 500,000 balance in his mobile online banking, he decided to rent a house to live alone. Open 88.com, choose to rent a house, check the nearby area, and set the rental conditions to 3 bedrooms and 1 living room. The room is clean and tidy, with complete furniture 8,000/month. Move-in ready. Beautiful environment 8,200/month. Stairs on the 7th floor, no appliances 5,000/month. Liam found that the monthly rent of the houses that met his requirements was more than 8,000, which was too expensive for him at present. He continued to browse to see if he could pick out a cheaper one. At this time, a rental information came into view. 3 bedrooms and 1 living room, complete appliances, 3,000/month. The location is right next to Yanda. It's too cheap. Is there something fishy? Liam clicked in with doubts and saw the landlord's requirements. Only science students studying at Yanda. Single. No bad habits. No pets. Contact number 186XXXXXX. Seeing the landlord's requirements, he understood why the rent was so low. Yanda has strict school rules, and there are not many students renting houses outside. This rental information also requires science students, so naturally there are even fewer people renting houses. He quickly communicated with the landlord on the phone and met in the afternoon to sign the rental agreement. Following the navigation on the mobile phone map, Liam arrived at a community less than 5 kilometers away from Yanda. Looking at the magnificent gate of the community and the well-equipped young security guards, he could feel the greenery in the community from outside the gate. This was obviously a high-end community. He looked at the navigation carefully again, and sure enough, the house with a monthly rent of 3,000 yuan in the rental information was here. Liam shook his head and walked towards the gate of the community with his school bag on his back. "Hello, sir, who are you looking for?" Before he got close to the community, a burly security guard came up and saluted. Liam looked at the note in his hand. "I want to go to room 601 of A3. Sorry, this community is a closed community. You need the owner's permission to enter." The burly security guard politely rejected his request. Liam thought for a moment, took out his phone and dialed the number on the message. "Hello, I'm a student from Yan University who rents a house. I need the consent of the owner to enter the community." Before he could finish, a female voice in her 30s came through the phone. "Please let the gate guard answer the phone." "Hello, ma'am. Yes, don't worry." After the burly security guard answered the phone, He respectfully led Liemo to a Golf electric car. "Please get in the car, I'll take you there." Liemo sat in the electric car. The houses in the community are mainly small high-rise buildings, and the highest is no more than 11 floors. There are clusters of flowers on the roadside. "We are here, ma'am is waiting for you in 601. The burly security guard led Liemo to a small high-rise building. "Thank you." Liemo waved his hand to thank him. Knocking on the door of 601, a middle-aged lady in a crimson dress, a string of pearls falling between her white collarbones, and 2 strings of sapphire pendants hanging on her ears opened the door. "Hello, I'm the student from Yan University who wants to rent a house on the phone." Liemo took the initiative to greet. The purple-clad lady didn't say anything, but just let him in. "This is my student ID." He took out his student ID from his school bag and handed it over. The purple-clad lady stretched out her flawless jade hand to take Liemo's student ID and looked at it carefully. Taking this opportunity, Liemo really took a look at the house. The leather sofa, solid wood coffee table, 7-color chandelier, central air conditioning, and a 100-inch LCD TV in the living room. Is this house really for rent? I need to ask at least a few questions before renting the house to you, okay? The purple-clad lady asked politely. "Of course, if you have any questions, just ask. As far as I know, Yan University has extremely strict school rules and does not allow students to rent houses. I saw your student ID and you are only a freshman. Is it really okay?" She frowned and handed over his student ID. Liemo took the student ID and put it into his school bag, smiling and saying, "Please rest assured, I have already obtained the consent of the department." The purple-clothed lady looked at Liemo carefully again and asked, "Can you tell me why you came out to rent a house? The accommodation conditions in Yanda University seem to be pretty good." Liemo looked at the orchids blooming by the window and said seriously, "For study. I like reading. Reading in the dormitory sometimes disturbs other students' rest. For study. I understand." The purple-clothed lady nodded, stood up and said gently, "I have decided to rent this house to you. According to the contract, you cannot bring other people back to stay, you cannot keep pets, and you cannot smoke in the room." After that, she raised her head and thought for a while, and added, "An aunt will come to clean every Friday. You go to the property management to apply for an access card. This is a key to the front door." As she spoke, she took out a key from the guxy handbag she carried with her. Chapter 45 Computer. Holding the key in his hand, looking at the dazzling array of furnishings in the room, Liemo felt like he was dreaming. But he had more important things to do now, that is, to buy a computer with relatively high configuration. Who could be more familiar with the situation in Yanjing than a local? He first thought of Wei Xiaonian from the magazine. The call was quickly connected, and it seemed that the work at the magazine was very leisurely. "Brother Wei, are you free?" Liemo asked straight to the point. Wei Xiaonian's laughing voice came from the phone. "Brother? Now it's my turn to call you brother. How did you come up with the proof of the 4-color conjecture? I read it 10 times before I understood it." Liemo was a little embarrassed. It was also a coincidence. "By the way, Brother Wei, do you know where to sell computers nearby? I want to buy a computer with relatively high configuration. You are good at solving problems. I'm familiar with Yanjing. I have a friend who opened a computer chain store. I will take you there. It happens that there is not much to do today. I will take a leave." Wei Xiaonian on the phone agreed immediately. Liemo said gratefully, "Then I'll wait for you at the gate of Huoyuan community." "Got it. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Wei Xiaonian changed his usual procrastinating style. "Mr. Lee, please go sit in the booth first. The air conditioner is on." The burly security guard saw Liemo standing outside the community and hurriedly greeted him. He waved his hand and said, "No, my friend will be here soon." After saying that, he looked at the time. 20 minutes had passed, and there was no sign of Wei Xiaonian. This Wei Xiaonian was a bit unreliable. Just as he was thinking, a bike stopped in front of Liemo, and the front window slowly fell, revealing Wei Xiaonian's short flat head. "Okay, Liemo, live in such a high-end community." Liemo answered, while opening the side door. "Just rented it today, 3,000 per month." 3,000, rent a bathroom? Zionian glanced sideways and walked between the two cars in front. 3 bedrooms and 1 living room, complete home appliances. Liemo was also suspicious of the low rent of the house. He checked the contract again and again to confirm that there was no extra zero after 3,000. 3 bedrooms and 1 living room, 3,000. You think it's outside the 6th ring road? Zionian rushed through the intersection when the green light turned green. Slow down, why are you coming so fast? Liemo was a little scared sitting in the car. Although he knew that the Pajero man in his head would protect him, he was afraid that Zionian would hurt others. Don't worry, I'm familiar with the roads around Yanda. If I didn't borrow your help today, the editor-in-chief wouldn't approve my leave. You know, I went to the editor-in-chief's office to ask for leave, and I was scolded before I even opened my mouth. Later, I said I was going to buy a computer with you, and the old-fashioned guy actually agreed. Zionian laughed and said, maybe the editor-in-chief saw that you were working hard, so you don't have to drive so fast. Liemo felt that the car was too dangerous. Zionian slowed down a bit and said shyly, I will accompany you to buy a computer later. I have an appointment with someone to watch a movie. To be honest, it's my new girlfriend. I'm preparing to strike while the iron is hot. The computer chain store owned by Zionian's friend is quite large, occupying more than half of the space on the 2nd floor of the shopping mall. This is my friend, Danny Yu, a successful person who graduated from Ganda. Zionian pointed to a young man in a white shirt and said, what successful person? He just inherited a little family business. You, Zionian, gave up so many good opportunities to pursue your ideals. It seems that the white shirt is very familiar to Zionian. This is my junior brother Liemo. He wants to buy a computer with a higher configuration. Everyone knows that the computer city is deep. You are not allowed to cheat him. Zionian has heard about the chaotic inside story of the computer market in Yanjing. The man in white shirt waved his hand and said angrily, it's those profiteers who ruined the reputation of our computer city. I will never allow that kind of thing to happen here. I don't know how much your budget is. What configuration of computer do you want to buy? Liemo thought for a while and said, the higher the configuration, the better. I need a server level laptop. Ever since he saw the vicissitudes of life of President Wei Huaren, he decided to make a mobile phone system produced by the 3rd level civilization. Server level laptops usually cost more than 50,000 yuan. If you just do programming and play some games, you don't need such a good laptop. Seeing that Liemo was dressed simply, the man in white shirt kindly reminded him, that's right, Liemo, you are a math major. You don't need such a good laptop. An ordinary one of a few thousand yuan will do. Zionian knew that he was a child from a small city and his family was not very well off, so he also advised him from the side. Liemo smiled and said, it will be very useful for me to buy this laptop. I'd better trouble the boss to recommend one. The man in white shirt shook his head, called a waiter who was waiting nearby, and whispered a few words. Then he pulled the two to sit down in front of the coffee table. After brewing some tea, Zionian took a sip and said jokingly, I say, Daniel, you are too stingy as a big boss. You only use this kind of goods from the main channel to entertain me. It's a pity that we used to work together. The man in white shirt spread his hands and said, you don't know how expensive firewood and rice are until you run a household. Now, every time I open my eyes, I owe others hundreds of thousands of yuan. Liemo looked at the two people's unscrupulous banter and envied their friendship. Boss, it's here. The waiter who had just left came back with a box. He gently placed the box on the coffee table and opened the package. Inside was a huge notebook. The man in white shirt skillfully opened the fixed fasteners, and a strange looking laptop appeared in front of Liemo. The man in white shirt stroked the dark grey shell of the notebook and introduced, this notebook model is Alienware Area 52 meters. It has a 17.3-inch high refresh rate screen. The CPU is equipped with the 10th generation i9-10900K. The memory has 64 GB. The solid-state drive capacity is 40, and the graphics card is RTX 2080 Super 8G. Liemo looked at this notebook with a dark grey and metallic shell, gorgeous light strips, and avant-garde appearance, and he liked it immediately. This is it. Can I swipe the card? The two people next to him were stunned by his decisiveness. Wei Zhaonian gently pulled his clothes. Liemo, this is a computer worth more than 50,000 yuan. Don't you think about it? Liemo shook his head and said, no, boss, bring the pose machine. The man in the white shirt handed over the pose machine and said, you can return it within 7 days if you are not satisfied. The factory price of this laptop is 51,000 yuan. I will charge you 51,012 yuan 12 yuan for express delivery. Liemo glanced at the serious expression of the man in the white shirt, took the pose machine, and swiped 51,012 yuan on it. Wei Zhaonian saw that Liemo had already swiped the card, shook his head, patted the man in the white shirt on the shoulder, and said thank you. Chapter 46 Starry Sky Mobile System. Liemo returned to Huayuan community and took out the nameless USB flash drive produced by the system and inserted it into the laptop. A program interface quickly popped up on the screen. Welcome to the Simple Satellite Instant Messaging Intelligent Operating System Development Tool. This product is produced by the Pajero Academy of Planet 162,126 in the Andromeda Galaxy. This product has been certified by IQ 2200. Please feel free to use it. Friendly reminder, users who have not recharged can only use the recommendation mode. If you recharge 19,999 star coins, you will have full functions. The smart recommendation flashing blue light is still at the bottom of the interface. Liemo clicked it lightly with the mouse. A warning window popped up on the interface. Cannot find the system carrier. Please connect the system carrier and the computer by data transmission. Liemo connected the mobile phone to the computer with a USB cable. New prompt box. Do not interrupt data transmission while reading the system carrier hardware information. System carrier hardware reading is complete. Please retrieve the carrier hardware. Do not interrupt the operation while the system is encoding. A progress bar appeared below, showing a progress of 0.00001% and an estimated completion time of 12 hours. Liemo breathed a sigh of relief. It seemed that the new computer he bought was running much faster. Study hard. Study hard. He stayed in front of the computer, watching the progress bar on the screen. 0.00001%, 0.001 to 6% Java programming ideas, C++ primer, machine learning, computer graphics. Beep beep beep, an unknown number called. The enthusiasm for the 4-color conjecture had long cooled down. Who would call at this late hour? Puzzled, Liemo answered the phone. Hello, I'm Liemo. A surprised voice came from the microphone. Liemo, hello, I'm Zhang Zumi, remember? A student of Professor Wilson of Princeton. Hello, Miss Zhang, what's the matter? Liemo felt that calling someone in the middle of the night was impolite. The other party seemed not to hear Liemo's dissatisfaction and still said with a playful tone, I have something to go back to China tomorrow. Can we meet? There's no need to meet. I'm very busy recently. Goodbye. He shook his head and hung up the phone, not wanting to waste time on someone he didn't know. Ding dong. The laptop computer made a prompt sound. The operating system adapted for Hua Changxiang 20 has been coded. Please cooperate to fill in the necessary information to complete the final configuration. This mobile phone system comes from the distant Starry Sky, so let's call it Starry Sky. Please select system components. Xiaohua Artificial Intelligence Auxiliary System. Multi-platform compatible components. Anzo app. Banana app. Photo whitening function. Importing configuration. Please wait. Configuration is complete. Please connect the computer with USB and select the data transmission mode. After Liemo connected the phone to the computer, he clicked to confirm. Warning. This operation will completely overwrite the original system of this phone. Please confirm again. Confirm again. System writing. System writing is complete. Please restart the phone. Long press the power button. A gorgeous starry sky appears on the phone interface, and welcome to the starry sky flashes on the screen. In less than 10 seconds, the phone has been fully turned on. It's too fast. Liemo remembers that it took at least 30 seconds for his phone to start up with the Anzo system. The flat icon layout and the theme style of future technology make the phone screen full of science fiction. Liemo called out to the screen softly. Xiaohe, hello, master, I'm your AI assistant. A young girl's voice came out of the phone. This sounded like a real person's voice, which was very different from the voice assistants he used before, which were just mechanical readings. Xiaohe, what's the weather outside now? Liemo tried to ask. It's sunny outside today, with a temperature of 21 degrees Celsius, suitable for wearing a thin coat. Master, it will be a bit cold to go out in the short-sleeved shirt you are wearing. Can you see me, Xiaohe? The voice assistant actually knew that he was wearing a short-sleeved shirt. Of course, master, the front camera configured on this phone is my eyes. If you don't want me to see it, you can also set it in the system configuration. Fortunately, I'm dressed neatly. Liemo always felt like he was talking to a real person on the other side of the phone. How many languages can you understand? Master, I can talk in 6,809 languages in the world, and I can also communicate with you in 8 major Chinese dialects. Liemo wanted to tease. He asked, who are you? Mobile, my name is Little Flower. Mobile, what's your name? Mobile, master, my name is Xiaohe. Which one are you? Mobile, I'm Xiaohe. What's your name? Mobile, Xiaohe. What's your name? Mobile, my name is Xiaohe. Master, if you are not testing my language talent, I suggest you go to the hospital to check your ears. The nearest hospital is. Liemo, who felt that he was exposed, said helplessly, Xiaohe, you should take a rest first. Okay, master. If you need to wake up Xiaohe, just call her name. Liemo opened King of Glory, and a line of words appeared on the screen. The Starry Sky system is running a compatible app, and the program running speed is limited. To me it took less than 2 seconds from clicking the icon to the appearance of the to me icon. Is this also called speed limitation? Liemo now has a new understanding of the speed of this system. The loading speed is very fast, much faster than the Anzho system he used before. Put the game in the background and check the memory. It shows that there are 4G memory left. Such a large game only takes up less than 2G memory. Liemo liked to play mobile games when he was in the first year of high school. Now, under the name of testing the system, he must play a few more games. Double kill. Liemo was overjoyed holding the phone. He hadn't played for a long time. It was rare to get a double kill. Liemo held the phone and played 8 games in a row, 5 wins and 3 losses. Looking at the time, it was 12:30 in the evening, and he was still not satisfied. The game interface was launched. The battery was still 82%, and the back of the phone was not hot. The new system saved 30% of the power compared to the old system. Now the performance of mobile phones is getting higher and higher, and the power consumption is also getting higher and higher. In the era of feature phones, an 800 mAh battery can be used for about 3 days. Entering the era of smartphones, the batteries configured in mobile phones are generally above 5000 mAh, and they can only last for half a day. Calculated based on charging the phone twice a day, we use a 5000 mAh 4.2V battery as the calculation. 5000 mAh x 4.2V equals 21 Wh. Charging once consumes 0.021 kWh, and charging twice consumes 0.042 kWh. There are 1 billion smartphone users in the country, and the daily power consumption is 42 million kWh. If the Starry Sky system can save 30% of power consumption, then 12 million kWh can be saved every day, and the electricity bill is 11 million yuan at 90 cents. And to produce 1 kWh of electricity, 310 grams of coal is consumed, 4 liters of water are consumed, and 160 grams of carbon dioxide, 272 grams of coal dust, 6.2 grams of sulfur dioxide, and 12 grams of nitrogen oxides are produced. Liemo calculated in his mind how much energy this mobile phone system can save, and how much pollution emissions can be reduced. Chapter 47 Password 6. Liemo looked at the Weihe Changxiang 20 in his hand. He knew what it would mean if this system appeared on the market. For operating systems, the difficulty of writing is one aspect, and the more difficult thing is the establishment of an ecosystem. The former Bansei system was eliminated because it did not establish an ecosystem. The desktop operating system giant on Earth Microsoft, which once spent a lot of money to launch Windows Mobile, was forced to be cut off because it could not establish a complete ecosystem. The Korean super chaebol 4-star company also launched its own mobile phone operating system Bada, which also suffered a Waterloo due to the lack of a complete ecosystem. However, Liemo still has great confidence in Starry Sky because civilization has a tendency, and low-level civilizations are constantly moving closer to high-level civilizations in the process of development. The appearance of Starry Sky on Earth can be said to be a dimensionality reduction attack. It has low energy consumption, high efficiency, and especially the built-in third-level civilization artificial intelligence. It will definitely carve out a bloody path in the red ocean of mobile phone operating systems. He took out the personal business card of Ren, the general manager of Weihua Company, with a mobile phone number printed on it. Beep, 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 beep. Hello, Mr. Ren. Excuse me, Mr. Ren is in an important meeting. I'm Mr. Ren's personal assistant. Who are you? Do you need to leave a message? A sweet voice came from the microphone. After Mr. Ren's meeting, please tell Mr. Ren that Liemo from Yanda has called him. Liemo thought for a while and asked on the phone. Okay, goodbye. Not long after, the phone rang and the caller ID was exactly the number he had just dialed. Hello Mr. Ren, this is Liemo. Hello, Liemo, have you changed your mind and are ready to join our Weihua company? A hearty voice came from the phone. Liemo shook his head and said to the phone, I'm not calling you about this. I have made a new mobile phone system, which I call Starry Sky. I think your Weihua company may be interested in it. Mobile phone system? You can imagine the surprised expression of Mr. Ren on the other side of the phone. Yes, a brand new system, different from any other mobile phone system on the market. Ren Zhang said angrily, Liemo, Kit, you may not understand that I don't like to joke, and I don't like others to joke with me. What I said is true. I'll say it again. I have developed a brand new mobile phone system. If you are interested, send someone to 2-601 of Huayuan community to pick it up. The other party was silent for a long time. Okay, I hope to see your brand new mobile phone system. I'll send someone to pick it up now. Liemo thought for a while and said, let your people bring a new mobile phone by the way, because I only have one mobile phone. Beep, beep, beep. The other party hung up. Liemo shook his head. Isn't it said that the more capable a person is, the less temper he has? Why does it feel like Ren Zhang is still full of personality like a young man? He looked at the sci-fi icons on the mobile phone interface and vaguely felt that there was some secret hidden in it. But after careful consideration, it seemed that there was nothing. This is still just an ordinary mobile phone. Dingling. After opening the door, a sturdy young man in a black suit was outside the door, holding a box in his hand. Hello, Mr. Liemo. I was sent by Mr. Ren to pick up something. The sturdy young man stood at attention and presented the box with both hands, without any movement to enter the house. This is a gift from Mr. Ren. Liemo took the box, untied the silk ribbon, and inside was a brand new Weihua-made mobile phone. Is Mr. Ren's assistant also a military man like you? Liemo looked at it carefully and asked. The sturdy young man immediately retorted, Mr. Ren's assistant is a girl. Mr. Lee, you may have made a mistake. Oh, yes, I made a mistake. Liemo solemnly handed him his old mobile phone. The sturdy young man nodded, as if he understood what Liemo meant. Please rest assured. Looking at the back of the sturdy young man, Liemo didn't know whether it was right or wrong to let alien civilization intervene in human society too early. With such a mood, he opened a book, which read, human beings are the most greedy creatures in the world, and it is this greed that makes humans the overlords on Earth. If one day, humans find that the Earth can no longer satisfy their greedy needs, will they look to space? Greed is the original sin of human civilization and the driving force of development. Ding ding. The ringing of the mobile phone interrupted Liemo's thoughts. Hello, this is Liemo. What is the lock screen password of the mobile phone? The voice of Mr. Ren from the other side came. It seems that the strong young man has completed the task very well. Liemo looked at the word greed on the page of the book and replied, you can crack it yourself. Pa. The phone was hung up directly by the other side, and the word greed on the page of the book became clearer and clearer. Live book. Live book. If greed is a sin, then greed for knowledge may be the least sin. In order to avoid being harassed by the childish Mr. Ren again, Liamo turned off his mobile phone. The next day, looking at his new mobile phone, Liamo felt that his previous mobile phone was an old phone. Compared with the Weihua Changxiang series and the Weihua Mate series, the visual effect is the difference between a rough house and a finely decorated house. The early bird catches the worm, and the early bird gets the worm. Liamo muttered as he put on his running shoes and opened the door. The strong young man who delivered the mobile phone exchange courier yesterday was standing quietly outside the door. Please turn on your phone. Mr. Ren has something to talk to you about. The strong young man said word by word. Liamo looked at the strong young man's slightly tired expression and asked, how long have you been standing outside? The young man raised his wrist, looked at the time, and then said word by word, 8 hours and 12 minutes. Please turn on your phone. Mr. Ren has something to talk to you about. As he said that, he walked sideways into the room, looked around, and whispered a few words to the miniature earphone in his ear. Liamo had to turn on his phone, and then what? He stared at the strong young man, who was now staring at the downstairs from the window. Within 2 minutes, the phone rang. Beep, beep. Hello, this is Liamo. I'm Mr. Ren from Weihua. Mr. Liamo, please tell me the lock screen password. We, the top technicians in Weihua's technical department, have been trying to crack it for a whole night, but to no avail. Strangely, Mr. Ren's voice on the phone didn't sound that angry, and there was even a hint of joy in it. Liamo spoke word by word. The password is 6 sixes. 666,666. This time Mr. Ren's tone was surprised and a little angry. Yes, 666,666. Liamo confirmed it again. Pa. The phone was hung up. Liamo looked at the hung up phone. He didn't understand why Mr. Ren's mood on the other end of the phone changed from joy to anger. He had clearly told him the password. Chapter 48 alert from the Pajero people. How long do you plan to stand there? There is a garden below the window. There are 3 old ladies chatting in the garden, 2 children playing with a ball, and a puppy is preparing to pee secretly in the bushes. Do you still need to watch? Liamo was very dissatisfied with the strong young man always standing in front of the window. He still had to go running. I'm not looking at the scenery. I'm looking at the best sniping position nearby. The strong young man pointed to the high-rise building opposite the community and said seriously, the location of your house is too exposed. There are at least 5 high positions around that can be accurately sniped. Are you sure? Liamo took a look at the serious expression of the young man and found it a little funny. It's too low level for modern snipers to still need a sniper position. Do you know the QN202 macro missile produced by my country's Guidon Fred? It uses infrared imaging guidance, weighs only 1.2 kilograms, can automatically search and track targets, and has a range of about 2,000 meters. The United States has also developed a macro missile called Spear, which uses laser guidance. If the enemy uses these 2 missiles to snipe you from a long distance, do you need a sniper position? Liamo looked at the serious look of the sturdy young man, but in fact he was sighing in his heart. Humans have always been good at killing. It can also be said that the pursuit of higher, faster, and more convenient ways of killing is also one of the driving forces for the development of human civilization. The internet, a symbol of 21st century civilization, originated from the ARPANET of the Advanced Research Projects Agency of the US Department of Defense. The ARPANET was mainly used for military research purposes. Nuclear power, a clean and pollution-free energy, is also derived from the terrifying atomic bomb. The navigation system, that is now standard in cars, is the predecessor of the new generation of satellite positioning system GPS jointly developed by the US Army, Navy, and Air Force. Its main purpose is to provide real-time, all-weather and global navigation services for the 3 major areas of land, sea and air, and for some military purposes such as intelligence gathering, nuclear explosion monitoring and emergency communications. Liamo shook his head and said, I'm going out for a run. Do you want to join me? The strong young man followed Liamo in a running posture. The wind in the early morning was so gentle. While taking a walk, Liamo calculated how many points he needed to upgrade his mathematics subject again. Unconsciously, he felt that something was missing around him. Looking back, he saw the strong young man squatting on the ground with sweat dripping down his back. Liemo immediately turned back and helped the young man up. "You can't stop immediately after strenuous exercise." The young man panted and asked with a red face, "How can you run so fast? Do you know how far we have run?" "How far?" "We have run 20 kilometers. The key is that your speed is too fast." "Really? Maybe I haven't run these days, and I'm a little excited." Liemo scratched his head and said. The sturdy young man shook his head and said, "No, you definitely have practiced. I was also famous for long distance running in the army, but I definitely can't run that fast. By the way, what's your name?" Liemo felt it was necessary to stop discussing this issue. "My name is Zhao Dayan. You can call me Dayan," he answered generously, and then asked, "If you participate in a marathon, can you win a gold medal?" Liemo didn't answer, but handed him a bottle of water. "What position do you hold in Weihua Company?" "An employee in the security department of Weihua." "How many years have you been in Weihua?" 3 years. "How much is your salary?" 20,000 yuan a month. "Are you married?" "No." Seeing that he had fooled him into forgetting about running just now, Liemo turned around and looked at the exhausted Dayan and said, "Let's go back. I'll treat you to beef brisket noodles." "Are you running back? Tell me why you can run so fast. Do you have any secrets?" In the heart of the sturdy Dayan, there actually lives a young man full of curiosity. In the end, Liemo decided to stop a taxi to go back and never run with others again. Liemo, who had eaten beef brisket noodles, looked at Dayan, who was full of energy again, and asked, "Why are you following me? Is it the order of your General Ren?" Dayan, who was still struggling with the noodles, answered without raising his head, "Our General Ren ordered me to stay with you 24 hours a day and protect your safety." Liemo shook his head, paid the bill, and walked out of the noodle shop, followed by his personal bodyguard Zhao Dayan. Warning. Warning, quantum wave transmission is involved. This behavior is to retain the life safety of individuals of low-level civilizations, and is in line with the general principles of the law of cosmic civilization. Danger. Danger, please squat. 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 The alarm of the Pajero suddenly sounded in my mind. Liemo did not hesitate, and pulled Dayan, who was wiping his mouth, to squat on the ground. "What are you doing?" Dayan struggled to say. Boom, there was a loud noise behind them, and a large iron pot flew out close to Liemo's scalp, fell on the sidewalk, and stirred up a cloud of flying ash. A miserable cry came from the beef brisket shop, and the sound of electric vehicles rang out all around. Liemo felt his ears buzzing, and he pulled up the dazed Dayan. He shouted, "Call the police." He turned and ran to the beef brisket shop that had been blown up beyond recognition. The scene was full of smoke, thick smoke, and suffocating smell. Under the broken table, there was a ragged man with a dark face. Liemo was afraid to hit him, but he still responded. He pulled him up and dragged him out the door. At this time, sirens sounded outside the door. "There is an injured person here. Hurry." Liemo raised his hand and shouted, "Stretcher." The firefighter wearing a helmet called out with a walkie-talkie. At the same time, 2 firefighters took the unconscious man from Liemo's hands. "It's too dangerous here. Please leave." Liemo and Zhao Dayan stood under a big tree outside the cordon, watching the firefighters coming and going, and constantly carrying out the injured from the ruins of the small shop. "How did you know there would be an explosion?" Zhao Dayan asked in shock. Liemo stared into his eyes and said calmly, "I don't know anything. Please remember that." Liemo's words seemed to have a kind of magic, and Dayan slowly calmed down. "Hello, sir. Because you are the last customers to leave the beef brisket shop, please go to the police station to make a statement." At this time, a young police officer came over and said. Zhao Dayan, who had finally calmed down, suddenly became excited and shouted, "Do you suspect that we caused the explosion? Didn't you see that we were almost killed by the explosion just now?" Liemo gently pulled him behind him and said politely to the police officer, "I'm sorry, my friend was very frightened just now, so his language was inappropriate. Please forgive me." The young police officer smiled and explained, "According to the preliminary investigation at the scene, This was a gas tank explosion accident. Please go to the police station to understand the specific situation at that time. Liemo looked at the small shop still emitting black smoke and nodded. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49, Wheel Laboratory. You said you were able to avoid the explosion because you bent down to tie your shoelaces, right? The police officer who was taking notes asked doubtfully. Yes, my shoelaces were loose at the time. Liemo said sincerely. What about you, Mr. Zhao Deang? I just had a stomachache, probably because I ate too much beef brisket noodles. Deang said nonchalantly. Okay, then please sign your names in the transcript. The police officer was skeptical of their words, especially the behavior of Deang. However, the on-site investigation had determined that the accident was caused by the explosion of an unqualified gas tank. He didn't want to dwell too much on some insignificant details. Maybe it was just a coincidence. After leaving the police station, Liemo was now on the steps, looking at the busy streets. He turned around and said to Deang, remember, I bent down to tie my shoelaces. Zhao Deang nodded heavily. You saved my life today. I will definitely repay you in the future. Ding. Ding. The ringing of the mobile phone interrupted their conversation. Hello, this is Liemo. This is Mr. Ren. Where are you? Mr. Ren's excited voice came over the phone. In front of the police station, on the third step. Liemo counted 9 steps. Each step is 20 centimeters, and the level difference between the police station and the road is 1.8 meters. In front of the police station. Alright, you stay there first. I'll send someone to pick you up. Is Zhao Deang with you? It was obvious that Mr. Ren was a little surprised that the two appeared at the police station. Yes. Liemo looked at Deang, who was rubbing his stomach next to him. Did he really think he had a stomachache? Okay, the one who will pick you up is Zhao Deang's colleague. Let him identify it. Point beep. Liemo was a little dazed holding the phone, and the call was hung up by Mr. Ren again. Hey, stop rubbing your stomach. Someone will come to pick us up later. Mr. Ren asked you to identify it. He looked at Zhao Deang's appearance and felt a little funny. Why is this strong looking guy so confused? Is he really Mr. Ren's bodyguard? After 20 minutes, Liemo counted the petals of the flowers blooming in the flower bed next to him. He had counted to the 186th one, with an average of 500 petals per flower. A Wuling Hangguan with the words fighting an ack in a mountain. The loose leaves the car logo written on the back of the car stopped steadily in front of the two. Get in the car. The driver, wearing a hat in the car, shouted to Liemo and the others. Brother Qiu. It's Brother Qiu, the personal bodyguard of the big boss. Zhao Deang saw the driver's appearance and shouted excitedly like a child. Aren't you Mr. Ren's bodyguard? Deang's performance made Liemo a little suspicious. I'm an external bodyguard. Deang noticed Liemo's eyes and straightened his chest. I'm actually an intern bodyguard. The kind who just changed careers. He saw that Liemo was still looking at him with suspicion and said in a low voice. But don't worry, I've also been trained, but Brother Qiu is different. He is Mr. Ren's ace bodyguard. You see, this car in front of you looks like a Wuling Hangguang, but it is actually a modified Wuling Hangguang. He opened the door. Sure enough, the leather electric seats, all covered with soft leather, electric slide rails, everything is available. The two got in the car, and Brother Qiu skillfully operated the Wuling Hangguang and sped away. Brother Qiu, is this glass anti-theft? Deang knocked on the glass and asked curiously. Brother Qiu, is this car a modified 6-cylinder engine? Brother Qiu, can this car run 300? Brother Qiu, does this car have airbags all over the car? The driver, Brother Qiu, was concentrating on driving and ignored him. Liemo found that this Wuling Hangguang could accurately keep about 50 meters away from the car in front. Even in crowded sections, it still maintains the best lane and keeps a distance of more than 2 meters from the vehicles on the left and right. Occasionally, when encountering a vehicle cutting in, Brother Qiu stepped on the accelerator and completed the overtaking before the other party changed lanes. What impressed him most was that Brother Qiu could always pass the traffic light before it turned red. Wuling Hanguan drove to the suburbs. The number of vehicles on the road gradually decreased, but Brother Qiu, who was driving, became visibly nervous. Whenever he saw a vehicle approaching in the rearview mirror, he would step on the accelerator to quickly distance himself. Not long after driving on the suburban road, Wuling Hanguan drove onto a small road, and Brother Qiu breathed a sigh of relief. Liemo calculated the distance in his mind, and a small villa appeared at the end of the small road. The horn honked, and the gate of the villa slowly opened, and the Wuling Hanguan drove into the yard. "Get out of the car." This was the first sentence Brother Qiu said along the way. Trainee bodyguards Zhao Dayan looked at the small villa and asked a little confusedly, "Brother Qiu, where is this?" "Mr. Liemo, Mr. Ren is waiting for you in the villa." As he said that, he opened the door on the first floor of the villa. "Zhao, take Mr. Li to see Mr. Ren." "Yes." A loud voice came from the corner of the room, and Liemo realized that there was someone else in the room. Zhao opened the combination lock embedded in the wall and tapped it a few times. A square hole appeared silently on the ground, and stairs led to the underground. "Please," Zhao stretched out his hand to signal Liemo to go ahead. Walking up the stairs to the basement, Liemo calculated in his mind that it was about 10 meters underground. "Please change clothes." Zhao took out a set of dust-proof clothes from the closet next to him and stared at Liemo. Liemo took the dust-proof clothes and realized that Zhao had no intention of avoiding it. He closed his eyes and quickly changed his clothes. "Please." Zhao then opened a small door on the wall, and a long corridor appeared behind the door. "Go along the corridor and walk to the end. Mr. Ren is waiting for you inside," Zhao said. Liemo looked at the long corridor and always felt that it was a bit like the corridor in the Umbrella Company in the biochemical crisis. "Don't worry, the corridor only serves as a disinfectant." Zhao next to him seemed to see his concerns and explained. Liemo stepped steadily into the corridor, and the small door behind him closed silently. His countless water vapors spurted out from the top of the corridor. Liemo did not stop and walked slowly to the opposite side. The water vapor stopped spraying, and the door opposite opened. A bright light flashed outside the door. "Welcome to the laboratory of Weihua Company." The energetic old man was standing in the light and said with a smile. At this time, the lights in the corridor also lit up. This time, Liemo found himself in a huge underground cavity. The cavity was divided into small laboratories by translucent glass. Some laboratories had huge computer hosts, and some laboratories had several robot models. Hundreds of staff members in dust-proof suits were busy in them. The old man pointed to the busy workers around him like a child, and said proudly, "Look, this is Weihua. Chapter 50 We Are China. Do you know why I brought you here?" The old man stared into Liemo's eyes, as if he wanted to see through all his secrets. Liemo did not avoid his gaze. His eyes were full of vitality and weathered, and they looked at each other. "I know." Liemo nodded. The old man led Liemo into a large room. His 80% new Weihua Changxiang 30 had been dismantled and lay quietly on the test bench. There were all kinds of test equipment around it. Dozens of researchers were busy in the room. A middle-aged tester with a Mediterranean hairstyle saw the old man coming in. He hurriedly walked forward and shook his head. The old man's cold expression remained unchanged, but he slowly turned and left. "Please follow me." Liemo had to follow the old man step by step. The corridor was very long, and researchers in protective clothing came and went from time to time. The old man walked slowly, and the researchers gradually saluted when they saw the old man. The old man finally walked to the end of the corridor. He pushed open a dark door and saw Liemo still following behind him, staying outside the door. "Please come in." The room was almost empty, with white walls, white roof, white floor, and the ceiling lights on the roof made the room extremely bright. There were 2 chairs in the middle of the empty room, and the old man behind him closed the door heavily. "Sit down." The two sat opposite each other. "What should I do with you?" The old man looked at Liemo with a turbid but gleaming gaze. Liemo looked at the old man calmly, silent. Now I wish I were an evil entrepreneur, so that I could naturally imprison you here, and drain every bit of your wisdom. I doubt I am. I can't do such an evil thing. The old man shook his head self-deprecatingly. When you chose Zhao Dayang as my bodyguard, didn't you make the choice? Liemo looked directly at the old man and said. The old man was shocked when he heard the words, and said in surprise, I thought you were just a very talented nerd, but now it seems that I was wrong. If you were an evil entrepreneur, do you think my mobile phone with the system installed would still appear in front of you? Liemo continued. I believe you have examined my mobile phone in detail. I wonder what you think of the Starry Sky system, and whether it can be compared with the Yanzuo and Banana systems on the market? When the Starry Sky system was mentioned, the old man suddenly became excited. After receiving your phone, I didn't care at all, and just handed it over to the technical department. I didn't expect that the cracking team composed of hundreds of high-level talents could not read any source code. The Starry Sky system is like a complete circle. Its encryption method is unprecedented. Can you tell me what encryption you use? Liemo smiled and said, this is a secret. The old man was not disappointed and continued. According to our calculations, the level of Xiaohua's artificial intelligence system has reached the IQ of a 10-year-old child, and even the artificial intelligence in supercomputers is only the IQ level of a 6-year-old child. The most direct standard to reflect the speed of mobile phone is the feedback speed of the mobile phone system. The feedback speed of the Banana X mobile phone is currently 0.5 seconds, and according to our calculations, the feedback speed of the Weihua Changxiang 30 equipped with the Starry Sky system is 0.3 seconds. The old man suddenly asked with a serious expression, do you know what this means? Liemo shook his head. This means that, once the Starry Sky system is fully installed in Weihua mobile phones, it will subvert the entire mobile phone market. The old man said confidently. The question now is, what price do you have to pay for Weihua to transfer the Starry Sky system to us completely? Liemo smiled and shook his head and said, it is impossible to transfer the Starry Sky system to you completely. He was actually very depressed. I don't have the complete code either. The core code of the Starry Sky system is written by a level 3 civilization, and I can't understand it either. The old man didn't get angry when he heard this, but looked willing to hear more. I can give you the source code of the Starry Sky adaptation app, and develop an adapted Starry Sky system for each Weihua mobile phone. Liemo felt that it would be better to control the technological products of level 3 civilization in his own hands. Each Weihua mobile phone is adapted to a special Starry Sky system? The old man asked in confusion. Liemo nodded and said, I think you have also discovered this system, which has achieved the ultimate in encryption. If I don't help you adapt the mobile phone, do you think you can do it with your talents? Liemo didn't look down on Weihua's scientific research level, but the barrier of civilization level cannot be broken by the number of people. It's like if you take an old phone back to ancient times and gather all the people of that era to study it for a lifetime, you will not understand what it is. Okay, then what are your conditions? Even though the old man could not get the complete source code, it was good to get the right to use it. 10% of Weihua shares. Liemo put forward his request. Okay. Without any hesitation or consulting anyone, the old man showed his heroic side. The old man took out the wired phone hanging on the wall and dialed a number. Let lawyer Zhang draft a share transfer contract and bring it over. After hanging up the phone, the old man looked at Liemo and said, Weihua is like my child. If the child wants to grow up and go abroad, parents must learn to let go moderately. Lawyer Weihua's efficiency was really fast. While the old man was still sighing at his decision, lawyer Zhang had already entered the room with the contract. Mr. Li, please sign your name here and press your fingerprint here. Liemo did as he was told. Congratulations, Mr. Li. From today on, you are a shareholder with 10% of Weihua shares. I will mail you the detailed board of directors charter. Lawyer Zhang congratulated. I'm not interested in those. I ask you to draft another agreement. I want to transfer all my voting rights on the board of directors to Mr. Ren. Liemo looked at lawyer Zhang and said, okay. Professional lawyer Zhang did not hesitate. The old man next to him heard Liemo's request, laughed and said, I really didn't make a mistake. I have never made a mistake in my life. Liamo turned to the laughing old man and said, please send me one of each model of WeHua smartphone. I will help you adapt the system for WeHua as soon as possible. The old man looked at Liamo's vigorous and resolute look and said with a smile, it's sus WeHua, not you WeHua. Liamo ignored the old man's joke and asked, please send me back. I have wasted too much time today. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.